Dream Band Podcast with me, Danny Beardsley, and my podcast co-host,
The D to the A to the N to the D to the A to the N.
Dan.
Dude! Oh, we're synced up then.
Yep.
Synced up. How you doing?
Yeah, sounds a pound.
Have you had a nice week?
I've had a lovely week, thank you. What about you?
It's also been all right. You know, nothing exciting really.
No, lots of podcast editing.
Oh my God.
We've both been editing different episodes, haven't we?
Yeah, at once at one point.
At once, yeah.
You sent me a picture for it and I was like, exactly, ditto, doing exactly the same as you.
So many episodes to go through, but we've got some great episodes coming up, haven't we? Some great guests.
We really have, and it's been fun editing them. I do enjoy it. I can't stop. I get to the point where I'm like, just 10 more minutes, and then an hour and a half passes by, and I'm like, oh God, I'm still editing ums out of people's sentences. Just some feedback there for our past guests. Trying not to as much, maybe, in the future. Can you remember what we said when we first started editing them? It was always like an for an So if I ummed, then you were owed a taken out as well.
Yeah, well, I kept a tally. And then it reached a point where it was like, I can see the waveform.
Yeah, we can actually see the and ums.
Like Bruce Willis.
With dead people.
Sorry to anyone that's not seen Sixth Sense. Spoiler alert. You don't need to watch that film anymore. There's not going to be any spoiler alert.
Okay.
Because we're not going to ruin it. But we've been watching something, haven't we?
Oh, you best not spoil it for me. I'm on the last episode.
Yep.
The Day of the Jackal.
Oh, you've not finished it. Yeah, you've not finished it yet.
I'm on episode 9, I think it is. I've just watched it. Yeah.
It's so good. It's one of the best things I've watched recently.
It's the opposite of House of the Dragon. You know, in terms of... did you watch that?
No, I didn't watch it. No, I didn't watch it, no.
I know Heather watched it. But that seemed to make an entire series feel like a lifetime in terms of how slow it moved.
I don't know.
Day of the Jackal speeds along. Every episode's got action, violence, a little bit of intrigue. You don't quite know what's going to happen.
Yeah, I know. You're like on the edge of your seat all the way through.
It's a game of cat and mouse with the MI6 kind of person, isn't it?
Yes. It's cast beautifully, isn't it? Don't you think?
Yeah, and the music's brilliant in it as well. The score is insane. It's the perfect series.
I might actually watch the film.
It's Bruce Willis.
Is it?
Yeah.
No way.
I've not seen it for about probably 20 odd years now.
Oh, you've actually watched it?
Yeah, but I can't really remember. I think it's pretty much the same plot, if I'm honest.
Because Heather said there's a scene in the original film that they meticulously tried to recreate in the TV series, which I won't say just in case the listeners ruin it. But
there's a couple of there's definitely bits that are the same, but obviously they fleshed out a lot more for a series. But you'll like it, of course.
Absolutely mega.
You've been watching anything else?
Traitors. We can't even talk. We can't talk about that because we're going to ruin it for everyone. But
I don't know if we will by the time this comes out, though. Oh yeah, probably will actually.
Yeah,
if people haven't watched it. What's the premise, Danny?
Imagine Cluedo.
I'm imagining it
in a Scottish castle.
Okay,
you've got the faithfuls, the people who are good,
the innocent people,
and as a team, everybody in that house has to work together to earn money.
Yep.
But there's a small group of traitors, and every evening they get a chance to murder. And it's up to the faithfuls to try and decipher and figure out who is the traitor.
And banish them.
And it's so good.
We can't wait, can we, for the next episodes. I might actually apply to go on it this year. I nearly did last year.
Dude.
You nearly got me to last year. I filled out the form and everything. This year, maybe I will try.
We'll help shoot the video for your interview.
I will be the opposite of everyone in there, though. They're so annoying.
You can put down that you're a light entertainer.
Very light entertainer. That's all I guarantee.
T-Chat.
T-Chat with Danny and Dan.
You know what? I think you've introduced T-Chat too early because, yet again, this tea is boiling hot.
Let's come back to it.
No, I'm going to have a sniff.
Okay.
Are you sniffing yours? Do I tell the listeners what you got first? What is your tea of choice today?
Well, one of our previous guests, Jen, very kindly brought around a stash of tea bags.
I forgot about that. We didn't even mention that, did we?
Big shout out to Jen. Thank you very much.
Cheers, Jen.
Proper fancy stuff. Pucker.
Oh, I like pucker.
Thrice mint.
Thrice mint?
Or at least that's what I like. It's 3 mint. But I think it sounds better thrice mint.
Triple mint?
Cool fusion of peppermint, spearmint and field mint.
Has it been pissed on by a mouse? Taste it. Let's see. Has it?
Yeah, it's nice.
I think you need to slurp it. The listeners haven't heard you slurp yet. Give it a go. Oh, it's so hot.
That was a wank slurp.
Mine is a Heath and Heather organic peppermint, naturally caffeine free. This is just like your cupboard. I don't know who bought this one. Was it you? I think, wasn't it? Oh, it's Heather.
Yeah.
Oh, of course, Heather and Heath. It's a bloody brand, is it?
Side project.
It's not. It's not the mintiest, if I'm honest.
All right.
In smell.
Yeah.
I'll attempt a tasting.
Don't burn your tongue.
So needs to infuse a little bit more yet.
I'm not sure if tea, when it's too hot, you can't really. It just tastes like burn.
Tastes like burn. Tastes like a feeling of burn.
Yeah, I suppose. Yeah.
Oh, it's all right at the minute. It just needs a bit more time to develop to bring out that pepperminty flavour.
Well, we're going to actually do the evaluation shortly after this introduction in the same session. So we'll probably talk about the same tea then.
That might be a bit boring for the listeners, Danny. We'll do it anyway. Yeah. We don't care. We don't care.
It's not exactly an exhilarating subject.
It's quite a long episode, so if you get to that bit,
it might be cool
in one sesh. Then great. To be honest, you're probably going to do it in 2 sessions. You'll forget about this bit.
It's a long one. Brilliant guest.
We won't talk about him. We're not going to reveal him yet.
Dude, what you been listening to?
I get boring, don't I? But Mogwai again, Danny.
Oh, dude, you can't keep listening to the same stuff.
They've got a new single out.
Go on then.
I can't remember what it's called.
Brilliant.
There's certain words they use.
Can you try and use those words to describe the song and what it's called?
Can you calm down, please? I'm not liking your attitude right now. The song by Mogwai is called Fanzine Made of Flesh.
Okay.
It's a very poppy number. It's a bit of like an indie rock. I don't know if you'll like it, Danny.
I'll have a listen to it.
Talking of listening, have you listened to that ISIS playlist I made you?
Oh, no, I forgot you sent me that.
I carefully selected 2 songs from every album and curated them into a playlist for you. In fact, it's readily available for anyone to listen to on Apple Music.
Oh, you've made it
I make all my playlists readily available. It is called ISIS for Danny. Just search for that on Apple Music and it'll pop up.
I'm sure it's amazing, dude.
I carefully crafted it. But as always...
Don't make me... I'm the easiest person to feel guilty.
Very carefully crafted.
I will 100% check that out. Thank you for reminding me, dude.
I spent at least 4 minutes doing it.
4 minutes?
4 minutes. What have you been listening to anyway?
Dude, I've been listening to Tiny Pictures, the second album from Thornley.
Oh!
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not as good as the first.
I don't know. It's obviously lost some of that new metal vibe that you love. But...
yeah, you're not the same fan as I am for new metal, are you?
I can appreciate it. But, I mean, there was one point where I was talking about doing I don't know if I told you this, but we was on about doing a new metal, like, covers band, kind of a side money earner to Parallax. But when we tried to pull together a set list of, like, new metal classics, dare I say, more shit than good.
No, you're looking in the wrong places.
Maybe I'm looking in the wrong places.
You're looking in the wrong places. And plus, obviously, you wouldn't have got Deftones in there, would you? You wouldn't have played any of that. So you're missing quite a bigger area there.
I did get told there's a really good UK-based new metal band that do all the covers. They're called Last Resort.
Oh, no, not
they're claiming to be the UK's best. So I think we need to go and go to a show.
We definitely need to go and watch. And we can review it in this little section maybe on the podcast.
So we can bring Jim Partial with us.
Jim Partial, for those that don't know, he takes the critic part of music critic very seriously.
Anything that's harsh on this podcast,
Jim Partial will deliver.
It's orchestrated by Jim Partial.
It is. He's a bit of a bastard, if I'm honest.
I'm thinking about putting a grievance in.
Do you know where he is? I don't know where he is. I don't even know where he's from. He's got a weird voice.
Oh shit, he's coming. What's that? What's that programme on BBC on Radio 1 that's Archers? We're like creating
Radio 1, it's not Radio 1.
What's it on? Radio 2? Radio 3? Radio 4.
Oh my god,
it's on Radio 4 where all the good stuff is.
I think it's done. It might be done now. Archers might be.
I think you used to like that.
I used to listen to the Archers every day. Imagine that.
And the shipping forecast. Remember you listened to that coming back from gigs?
And if it was on, I used to listen to Women's Hour.
Women's Hour?
Yep.
Oh,
I'm a big Radio 4 fan. I don't listen to it anymore because I've replaced it with podcasts. But Radio 4 was my calm time.
Well, that's the great thing with podcasts, isn't it? You can just tailor what you're interested in.
Exactly. You don't have to sit through an hour of Women's Hour.
Yeah, I mean, if you're interested in creating your favourite dream band, for instance.
We know a podcast that will be great for that, don't we, Danny?
Yes, we do. Picking legs.
The Dream Man Podcast. Danny, I think we need to address something
Yep.
that we've just done a video for. Talk to the listeners.
We just spent best part of an hour and a half generating an apology video for a poor fact that we shared.
A poor fact.
Yeah, we were
An incorrect statement.
An incorrect statement.
A poor fact, as Danny phrased it.
We're going to
poor fact.
We're going to have to do another one for that.
For your poor fact.
For that bullshit I've just said. But basically, yeah, it will be on our Instagram account.
And I feel like we need to justify a little bit our actions during that video. I feel like we just thought, let's just do as much random stuff as possible.
Yeah, I think so. Well, the thing is, people get very bored very quickly. So it was our attempt at jumping on the bandwagon of
like clickbait videos.
Clickbait videos,
Clickbait
basically.
videos.
I have no doubt that Dan will find the most horrendous still frame shot of my face as the thumbnail.
Oh, you've noticed.
Yeah, of course I've bloody noticed.
It is my aim in my social media career to find the worst single frame of Danny's face possible for the thumbnails.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, go for it.
You got a very... I don't want to be harsh.
I have been told that I got a face for comedy.
You got a face for comedy, and it looks like it might be made out of plasticine. Bits move on it that shouldn't move during those stills. It ends up in such weirdly contorted shapes and sizes. It's incredible.
If it lightly entertains...
It more than likely entertains. Something I could never claim. We had great fun doing it anyway.
Yeah, we had a creative director, a little helper.
A guest gibbon.
So thank you to her for all
Did
of
a
her...
great job.
She's always got great ideas, hasn't she?
She makes a little feature as well, isn't it?
She does, actually.
A little Easter egg.
Indeed.
What else you want to talk about?
You've got footballitis ankle or something.
Oh, I'd have to talk about my ailments again. I think my liver's all right currently. Health update. Health update.
Health update.
How's your health? So my liver's fine, but I have had to go to the doctors today about a niggling ankle injury I have. The physio guy did a great job, Googled it, of course, diagnosed me with footballer's ankle. For those that have seen me, I'm not a great footballer or in footballing shape, which is probably why my ankle's gone. But I've got anterior ankle impingement.
It sounds painful.
It is painful. It's painful at night time when it's resting.
So when you're up and about, it's fine. When you
it hurts a little bit, but not. It's. I can cope with the pain.
If you sleep standing up, it's like they strap yourself into the wall like that film Coneheads. You remember that film?
I was going to say, why don't I just stand up, just stay on my wardrobe, just lean back into my wardrobe, but the cloven hooves where you hold it, I don't think.
Cloven hoof.
Cloven.
Anyway, we're just chatting.
We're chatting shit now, dude.
Yeah, let's crack on. Let's get started.
Enjoy the pod.
Enjoy.
Sometimes they're the better guitarist in the band.
Not in my case.
Or sometimes it's the drummer, you know. Not the case in our band.
You know, you're in a bad state when your drummer's the best guitarist in your band, don't you? That's I've never found myself in that predicament, thankfully.
Well, it's like Nolly. He's
He's
pretty much the best guitarist in Periphery, isn't he?
Yeah, well, so they say anyway. Yeah, but I have seen him play, so he is sick.
Amazing.
Nolly's immense. He's just put that. What song was it?
Watch it.
What song was it?
What Periphery song?
Yeah,
The Bad Thing.
The bad thing. Yeah, he's just put out a bass playthrough. Oh, it's
that riff. I remember seeing it on Misha Mansour did a video on home recording years ago, and with his little he had Axe 2 and a Scarlett 2i4.
Oh yeah.
And his demo riff was dun 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 dun. Yeah, that riff, and I was like, that's so sick. And then they put it on, they turned it into a song, and I was like, yes.
It's one of their best songs. I love it.
I think
Absolutely love it.
Like those early videos of them using Axe and the Scarlett interface. I think most guitarists went out and bought that gear, didn't they?
Did you have one?
I had an Axe for years.
Yeah, I already had the Axe 2 and the Scarlett 2i4, but it definitely legitimised my purchase.
Yeah. It was a hard, because you have to buy it direct, don't you, from Fractal?
Yeah.
From G66.
G66. Yeah.
And I hovering over the button, oh God, it's so much money. Am I going to like this? And then it recorded.
What have you got at the minute, dude? You play what was that you played for at the gig the other day?
Friedman IRD.
That sounded banging, to be honest.
It's remarkable.
Well, is it a drive pedal or is it an amp in a box? Or?
It's a Friedman preamp box, so it's got two actual valves in it, and then he calls it the digital back end. So he's got a
Get your digital back end there.
I knew you'd say that. So he's got it's got a power amp sim, and then it's got IRs. So it's like twin channel. It's so good because I mean I'll always opt for using an amp,
Yeah.
especially those. But that particular venue wasn't really
until your body says no.
Yeah,
I'm not carrying an amp anymore.
Oh, yeah, that's... I think when I got the Axe FX, it wasn't because my body said no, but when I picked up an amp after getting the Axe FX, my body was like, yep, you did the right thing.
Is that R. Kelly running through my head then?
my body.
My body is telling me yeah.
I used to have a dual rec, so... And an oversized 4x12.
Oh,
Amazing.
my word. I used to have a dual rack. You know, the... they brought out like the multi-watt version. So it was like you could select 50 and 100.
Yeah, I didn't have that, but...
I had an 8x10 at one point.
Oh,
That was...
And you had that... You remember that PV valve amp?
Yeah, I had a PV valve bass amp, which was heavier than my 8x10 probably, and an 8x10. That was a
have you ever
rig.
lifted a Simulclass to... Is it Mesbu Simulclass 290 or something like that?
No,
Like power amp. They're ridiculous. They're like heavier than dual rectifiers, and they're smaller, but it must be just all the machinery inside of it.
It's like the massive transformers.
Yeah. Oh, God. I was so surprised when I lifted it. I was like, what?
I think, Danny, we should probably let our listeners know who we've actually got here.
Yeah,
with
we're
the podcast.
talking-
I know we're talking for about 15 minutes.
We're geeking out, aren't we?
We're guitar
Yes.
geeking out again.
Love it.
So, who are you?
I'm Charlie Griffiths from Harbinger.
Welcome.
Welcome.
Not the Charlie Griffiths from Haken.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah.
I added both. When I added you on the podcast page the other day, I added the other Charlie. That doesn't look like him.
Bald with a
He's
big
an
bit with a beard.
old bald guy, but do you resent him a little bit for stealing your name?
I don't know. I just find it really funny because I remember seeing his name when I was probably first starting to play the guitar, like 13 or something, or 14 in Total Guitar magazine. And I was like, there's another Charlie Griffiths. And he's transcribed all these songs from my favourite bands. I was like, this is awesome. And then it just got... Then I kind of forgot about him. And then it got weirder when I started doing more gigs and I was older and stuff. Because for one, people would message me thinking I was him. Yeah. I'd be like, sorry, different Charlie Griffiths.
You should say yes.
Yeah.
Can you do this for me? Yes. This costs this amount.
Yeah. Well, unfortunately, there weren't any sort of like, the offers like that. They were more like, yeah, you know, this song you wrote is like transformed my life or something. I'm like, oh God, I'm not that Charlie Griffiths. But I'm like, I have a bit of a laugh with it because I say like, you know, funny thing is though, is that I'm also a metal guitarist and I teach guitar, and the band that I'm in now begins with HA. It's just so bizarre. Yeah. And I spoke to him at one of the tech fests. I just went up to him and went, hi, I'm the other Charlie Griffiths. But the only reason why I did that was because I knew that some of my old tutors from ACM knew him. And one of them said that he was talking about me to Charlie from Haken. And so that's why I went up to him and was like, I'm the other one. He was like, oh yeah, I've heard about you.
Did he say to you, I've been getting loads of messages saying how much they
By
love
the way,
your
I've been
music?
taking all of your jobs.
What I've done with your royalties, I've kind of redone them to my house, like get all the checks through the post.
But he said that he said that he's also a Surrey boy, so I was born in Surrey, which is also very weird. I think he's I don't know where he lives now, but yeah, there's too many like weird parallel or same things, not even parallels. So I just think I'm convinced that he's from a parallel universe and he's just living here, you know.
Wow. Who'd win in a fight? Could you take him? You got the age thing, haven't you? You got youth on your side. Could you take him? Do you think, if you needed to?
I don't start fights.
You're a pacifist.
What if he started the fight?
Then maybe.
Would you finish it?
Maybe, yeah. I probably try and get out of it politically first, and then or diplomatically, and then like not politically, and then if that doesn't work, then maybe.
My advice is always start with a leg kick.
Yeah,
never expecting it.
Kick him in the shin.
Watch out for the leg kick. Yeah, kick him in the shin.
Well, first I'd take the mick out of his guitar because he's missing part of it on the end.
Oh, yeah, controversial. What do you think of headless guitars?
Well, Ben, the other guitarist in Harbinger, he has one made by Carillion, and there's lots of jokes that go on about that. But I just not like Chris at Carillion tried to. He said, do you want one when he was releasing it? I was like, nah. It just doesn't.
Yeah,
I don't hate them, and they feel fine when you play them. But I don't know. It's just I don't like the look of me holding one. Even though I've not seen any photos, I just imagine me holding one like, nah.
I think the only good headless kind of guitar is the classic Steinberger bass, is it? The black.
No.
It just works because it's like just completely ugly, isn't it?
Mike Rutherford used one of them, didn't he, back in the 80s.
That's the only thing that works with a headless, I believe.
Our drummer's just bought one. He's just got a Strandberg. He's been wanting one in ages.
Yeah.
Ages and ages. So
I think it looks like a skeleton with no head.
Yeah. I prefer a headstock bridge. Like,
I definitely prefer a headstock.
There's something classic about a headstock, isn't it? You know what brand it is today? Have you just had a drink and...
Oh, God.
Daddy, it's happening again.
It's happening again.
It's happening again.
That wasn't the coffee. I don't know what happened there.
Disclaimer, you heard it from Charlie, it wasn't the coffee.
How is the coffee, by the way?
I guess dreaming of that time with a coffee in the hand. Caffeine Wonderland.
I haven't drank it yet. It looks a bit too hot.
Oh, God,
I'm sure it's amazing, though. I'll tell you once I had a swig. Jesus Christ.
I burnt my tongue on a falafel and halloumi wrap earlier. I bit into it and it just like... And when you panic and it's like hanging off your tongue. You're like, it's just
This is why we need camera people to follow us around, Danny. That'd have been goals, that would. See that on the Instagram reels. That they got a few views.
I can recreate it, don't worry.
Not quite the same.
I usually, when I eat something too hot, it's usually like, bleh.
Yeah,
I've definitely done it when I've gone out with my partner. Just she thinks it's hilarious, I think, or disgusting. I don't know. She seems to giggle, so it's like I'll just it should be like too hot. Yeah, too hot.
Just spewing it out.
Yeah.
So before we move on to your band, tell us about what's your musical journey been?
Yeah.
So how far back do you want to go?
Since birth, please.
Well, I didn't come out playing a guitar.
That'd have been weird.
Yeah, I started playing guitar around 12, 13 years old. I've always loved music, and like my parents brought me up on like rock music, like Black Sabbath, Deep Purple, Pink Floyd,
all the classics.
Yeah, all the classics. Bit of Def Leppard, Bon Jovi, as well. And so I just like guitar music was in my household.
Yeah.
But neither of my parents had played. Well, my mum played learned classical guitar ages ago, and but never really went too far into it.
Yeah.
And finally, when I was like early teens, when I was like, "Can I learn guitar?" My parents were like, "Yeah, sure, let's do it." So I started learning classical guitar at secondary school, which I did not want to do because I just wanted to play rock songs.
Of course.
But this guy that taught at the school was just like, you have to learn classical first, which is complete rubbish. Like, it's a complete myth that you have to learn acoustic first before electric. Yeah. So I lasted about 3 monts, and I think, and I like gave up, and I thought that was kind of like the end, really. And I was thinking about being a bass player, actually.
Is that a bass band?
Not that that wasn't a
I thought I dropped down a level to bass, Cheers, dude.
It was more that one of my best mates at school, they had like a bass guitar and they were going to sell it. And,
so it was readily available.
Yeah, readily available. So I was like, well, this looks cooler than this classical guitar that I have. So maybe I'll be a bass player. And that didn't work out. But I ended up learning. I ended up going to see some family, and like my godmother's son was learning how to play electric guitar, and he had like an old vintage Strat, and he just got like a Epiphone SG. So he looked really cool. So we got talking and hanging out, and he was like, "Oh, my guitar teacher lets me learn Nirvana and AC/DC." I'm like, "What?" what? You know?
No way.
And so he taught me a few things like on like power chords, and I was like hooked. And he was like, "I'm going to sell my vintage," and I was like, "Please, Mum, can we buy it?" You know. And so we did that, and then I just taught myself for years, and until I wanted to go to music college, and that's when I got some like booster lessons and stuff from some teachers to actually make sure I was prepared for music college.
Yeah.
But prior to that, like taught myself, and from about the age of like 14, I was in bands. So
Okay.
quite early on.
Yeah.
My first band was called Third Degree Burn.
Ooh. Did we establish whether third degree is worse than first degree burn wise?
I think we did. But
I can't remember which way around it
remember
was.
now.
Do you know which way around it is?
I think third degree's worse.
Yeah, I think that's right, you know.
Any kind of burn is bad.
Yeah.
Especially a bass burn.
A bass burn.
Hey.
Every episode is a bass burn. Can't win. So what happened with third degree burn? Didn't make it the big time.
So
then?
we played a few of the like big showcases at school, you know, big
What kind of
in
songs?
inverted commas.
What kind of songs were you playing?
But we were our first official gig was in a church. And in front of loads of like old people, like where it's like our like drummer and other guitarists, their parents had set it up, and they knew that we were like rock metal. So we did, and my younger brother, who's 2 years younger, he was our vocalist.
Oh wow!
And we definitely sang. We did a cover of "Die Die My Darling"
Brilliant.
and "Last Caress." If you know that, yeah. And we did like "Paranoid" by Black Sabbath. So yeah, like
That sounds amazing, to be honest.
yeah, it was good fun. And actually, they like all the old ladies there loved it. Like they were like, "This is such a change." Yeah.
Last caress.
They were like, "This is such a change from the normal boring choir boys." But that was basically it. And I soon moved on because I wanted to do heavier stuff. And I couldn't quite convince everybody in the band that I wanted to do heavier. Because I guess after a couple of years, I started getting into bands like, Trivium were a big one for me when they released the Ascendancy album. And then I just
Great album.
Yeah, so good. They're doing tour, aren't they? With Bullet for My Valentine. They're playing The Poison.
They're playing The Poison and they're playing Ascendance.
Yeah, I need to get
blast from the
tickets.
past.
Yeah.
That does sound amazing, to be honest.
Yeah, need to get tickets. But yeah, like I had a friend who was a bass player, is a bass player still, and he's still alive.
I was going to say, you made it sound then like he was either not a friend anymore or dead. One of the two. But is he still alive?
Yeah,
is he still a friend?
Yes, he is. Yeah,
there you go. We're all right. We're safe.
He clarified all three queries there.
I know, just saying it made it sound like
Yeah, I know.
he was deceased or defriended. Defriended, is that the right word? Defriended?
Or debased.
Oh, I've been debased.
Unfollowed.
He moved into the travel range.
We talked about being degloved yesterday, didn't we? It made me think about that. Let's not get into that. It's not the degloving podcast. There is probably a podcast out there.
I'm trying to think what the little thing at the start would be if it was, instead of picking licks.
Oh, no.
Maybe we shouldn't go into that.
You know, that was hard enough to come up with. So let's start naming fictional podcasts that we're not going to do.
He's got a very limited kind of scope, hasn't it?
I know.
Degloving.
I know a few people that would be into it.
Horrid. Anyway, where were we?
So yeah, my friend, he was like the music guru. He was a couple of years older than me, and he would just feed me bands. Do you remember Last.fm? I think it still exists.
Yeah,
but-
I use it now. It squabbles.
Yeah.
It's anything I listen to. I can check back and see what I've been listening to and stuff. So
Yeah.
I still use that now.
Awesome. Yeah, I actually logged in recently. I was like, oh, it still
Want to
exists.
look at the old stuff that
Yeah.
you used to. I'm cringe a little bit.
What did I listen to? But he would just discover bands on there. It was like a really good place to discover bands that sounded like other bands and stuff. And so he got me into like the Black Dahlia Murder.
Amazing.
Between the Buried and Me.
Big bam.
Yeah, he bidabum. But bam.
But bam. That's a different band.
But it took me a little while to get into Between the Buried and Me. Well, I say that, it probably took me about 6 months. But like, that's because he was like very pushy about them. And he was quite pushy about them. And he was like, these are so good, you need to listen to them. I was like, yeah, they sound good. Like, it wasn't clicking with me. And I do think that I was having a chat about this with a student the other day. And I was saying that I think that you have to be ready for certain things in life. Like there's just something
in life and in music.
Yeah.
Like,
It's going to sound pretty woo-woo, but like I just think that there's a right place and the right time for certain things, and that's for every single individual. It just 6 months later, it just clicked, and I was obsessed.
Yeah.
Like that Colours album got me hooked, but then I went back through their back catalogue and loved all. Between and Buried are my favourite band, basically.
Colours is
choice.
one of my favourite.
Yeah.
Colours is one of my favourite albums of all time. Colours.
What do you think of Colours 2?
I don't think it's as good as Colours 1.
But I
You answered that very quickly.
I prefer the original Colours.
yeah,
I've tried
I
Colours 2.
guess so. I think I love Colours 2 because of all the callbacks in it.
Yeah, but the original was always best, I think.
I do think that Colours, because when I talk to people between and Buried me that are fans, a lot of them say, "Oh yeah, Colours was the best thing that they ever did, and they never got better." And I think that's about, like, everybody has that special moment about that album. Well, everybody loves them. There's a very special thing about that album, but it might be controversial. But I think The Great Misdirect is better than Colours.
Ooh. I don't personally agree, but we can differ. It's all right. I'm not going to kick you out just yet.
I like Parallax. That one.
Yeah, the
I
whole
like that
Parallax
album.
saga is
and then
amazing.
the album after that with the dude floating.
Coma Ecliptic.
Yeah, I love that
I
album.
do really like Coma Ecliptic. Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
Like
I like it. I love that album, but that was the door to them going a bit rock opera, like too rock opera.
Yeah, it's not as brutal, is it?
Yeah,
Let's face it.
And I do love all that stuff. Like it was like they really leaned on the whole Queen and Muse side of their sound, and I felt that when they went to the next album's Automator, and I kind of just stopped listening to them for a bit, even though I sessioned those albums, but just not as much as I did previously, like religiously. Then they released Colours 2, and I was like, oh my god, they're back.
Game on.
I need to give it another chance because I listened to it a few times. And I was like, I think I'd rather just listen to Colours.
I do like that they've remixed and mastered it, like all the previous
old
albums.
stuff, yeah.
Oh, have they?
Yeah.
I didn't know they'd remixed and mastered it.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Even
back.
Alaska, every single album, like it.
I mean,
prior to
Alaska's
Great
pretty
Misdirect
great as well.
Yeah.
Some of the guitar lines on Alaska.
Yeah.
My favourite sweep line was the Alaska bit.
Is that where your sweep ideas? Is that where a lot of the inspiration comes from? That kind of era?
I think so. I mean, I think I started from bands like. When I first started sweeping, it was bands like the earlier deathcore, I think, like Suicide Silence. They like a lot of these like first deathcore bands like Suicide Silence, like all the other underground deathcore bands that sounded like Suicide Silence. They had this like the typical like minor sweep line.
Yeah.
And it would drop a minor second each time, you know, like we'll go up, down a minor second, back up a minor second. I think that's one of the first things I heard. I always remember how I cut my teeth sweeping was Bleeding Mascara by Atreyu.
Atreyu, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you know that,
Have you heard the latest? They've remixed and done some old songs.
Oh no, I haven't heard them.
Like a different style.
Yeah, no, I haven't heard them. I need to.
It doesn't sound like that Atreyu anymore. To be honest, it's more like a rock kind of stadium rock kind of band now.
Because the drummer's now the vocalist.
I can't remember.
So the drummer that did the clean vocals is now the main vocalist.
Yeah, that'll be right. Yeah.
Yeah, somebody was talking about Atreyu. And I remember that being mentioned about.
I used to love that era.
The drummer being.
Yeah.
And then I've never really listened since.
It's like emo metalcore.
Yeah, emo metalcore.
Yeah.
Like,
with a bit of shred in there. Like I can't forget Avenged Sevenfold. Like I think it was like Avenged Sevenfold, Trivium, Atreyu. They were kind of like my metal bands that got me leaning into heavier and more guitar-y stuff, because prior to that I was very, very into new metal, like System of a Down and Korn and stuff like that.
I'm very similar, to be honest. Was it Waking the Fallen?
Yeah,
that got you into Avenged.
That's very hardcore kind of.
Yeah, Unholy Confessions, that riff. And then everybody copied it. Well, whether everybody copied that or they copied it, who knows?
No, everyone copied that.
Yeah. Whoever made it big then becomes the person that came up with it.
They all had that look at the time as well, didn't they? Atreyu looks very similar to Avenged Sevenfold back then as well.
The bandanas and the
mascara, the eyeliner.
Yeah.
I never know what you're on about. Yeah,
all that kind of stuff.
But yeah, then when I got into Between and Buried and Me, like definitely the sweep. Like I was like, wow, these sweep even better than those guys.
Yeah.
Or they're just the lead. It just took me to like another, I guess, another mentality when it came to like metal and stuff.
Yeah.
And actually, that friend I was talking about before, the bass player, his name's Dylan. He was the bassist of my second band, which we were called the Black Monday Suicides.
Dark.
Very dark.
Or very much known as TBMS.
Oh, fuck. I hate the acronyms. I hate the acronyms.
Yeah. And this was on, both those bands were on the Isle of Man, because
Oh, really?
I was born in Surrey, but I moved to the Isle of Man when I was 3 and lived there until I was 17.
Oh, wow.
So like, it's got a cracking music scene, but because it's an island, there's no... has a bit of an industry in the sense that big bands come over to perform at the main venue.
Yeah.
And they have the motorbike racers TT, which is a big thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, no music industry, so I was happy to get off the island and go down
Go
south.
to the mainland.
Yeah. So, but that band was like probably my first serious band, the Black Monday Suicides, because it's funny, like we probably gigged like every other weekend on the Isle of Man at the same places, but the same people came out, and it was very fond memories, and especially like the other bands that we played with. But I think I had like hopes and dreams of, I'm going to go to music college and I'm going to be the one that brings you guys over. And then I realized that that's not going to happen for many reasons. And and I was like, I need to start a new band. And that's where my next band came along.
So the next band then?
We were called Doom from Day One.
Doom from Day One?
Or Dufto.
No. Dufto?
You're not accepting it.
DFDO.
DFDO is better than Dufto.
Yeah.
Oh, well, this weekend, are you going to see Dufto? I'm not seeing them. So what kind of band was Dufto?
It was, I guess, we called ourselves progressive death metal. But it was very much, it was quite death metal-y, bits of metalcore, and but not that kind of like overproduced like metalcore. Like it was, some of the riffs were like early Parkway Drive albums.
Oh yeah,
like Killing with a Smile and stuff like that, and Horizon Zins, I think.
I can't remember.
I'm gonna get slated for this. God, I can't believe he said it wasn't like he said it was Horizon. Not
If you're a big Parkway Drive fan, let us know in the comments.
Yeah. But yeah, like heavily Black Dahlia. I guess like it was like like if Black Dahlia Murder and Between a Bird and Me had a baby, like that sort of, because we wanted to do the like progginess that Between a Bird and Me had, but then we loved Black Dahlia Murder and had like that kind of deathcore metalcore breakdown sections.
Yeah. Oh, it was like, did you like Bleeding Through back in the day?
Yeah.
They had some brutal breakdowns.
Yeah, definitely. Like we had a bit. You might know some of the guys that were in it. Do you know Ivy on Sweet? It's from a band called Archeon now.
Archeon.
I've heard of Archeon.
I think we played with Archeon in Parallax.
Sort of in the tech fest scene. Sick band, really sick. And then our vocalist, Sean Scott, he went on to play bass in Creeper. Like the punk rock band.
Oh, I'm not sure.
No.
It's a little bit outside of my...
Yeah. They're like
punk stuff.
Your comfort zone.
Yeah.
I guess they're quite rock now. Very Meatloafy vibes. Like they went from like punk, like Offspring punk rock to
Meatloaf. It's a natural progression.
Quite a transition from...
That's what Green Day do these days, isn't it?
From noodles to meatloaf.
Noodles to meatloaf.
I keep on having the dream of like bringing the guys in Doom for Day One back together and seeing where we take it. But because we released a couple of EPs and we did quite a lot of shows and some tours, but don't know, I think it'd be too much effort.
Do these previous bands end amicably then?
So yeah, it was kind of like Black Monday Suicides was just, and well, Third Degree Burn, I basically said, bye.
See ya.
I'm off to the mainland. Goodbye.
Well, it was before that. Is when I moved on to the next band. Because I did try and like push in, like I want to write this kind of stuff, and it just wasn't clicking. And we were quite young. But yeah, it was with Black Monday Suicides. It was literally like, see you later, because I'm going to the mainland.
I'm going big time, baby.
But yeah, with
off you go on the ferry. Off he goes. Finger in the air.
falls off the side, you know.
Plop.
Well, there goes Charlie. But yeah, like the Doom for Day One just kind of fizzled out because Sean left because he couldn't really commit to the two bands at the time, and I think just after Sean left, the chemistry just kind of died a bit, or maybe it was dying a bit before, and we were all sort of like moving apart. So I actually thought that might be the end of it for that kind of thing for me. So I started doing a bit more function work, and I was already teaching guitar, but it wasn't long until I joined another band. It was 6 months. In my head, it feels like a year or 2 years.
Yeah.
But it gave me a chance to just focus on my teaching business. And then I joined Harbinger. So and that's where I am now.
So how long have you been in Harbinger?
Since early 2016.
Oh,
so
quite a long time then.
Yeah, the band came out.
Are they up there, Danny?
I'm wondering if did we play together on that?
We've definitely played some tech fests together because I remember watching you and then I think that's when we met.
Friday the 8th, 2016.
Yeah.
Annie was as leaders.
I was going to say that's met a lot of people playing with like the tech fest events.
I think I saw you and then you were at the merch stand or something. And I was like, I came up to you and was like, you guys sick. And I've got your what's the first EP, the orange one?
Yeah, well, that's one he's on.
That's the one I'm on.
Yeah. I did wonder whether it was you that was playing bass then, because
No, I only performed one gig with the Parallax Method.
Oh, okay.
And then I fled.
Oh.
And then I didn't see Danny for 8 years. That's how much that EP did me in.
Oh, man.
But yeah, we played one show in Scotland, didn't we? And
I was like, nope.
No.
But that's a far way to go as well. For the first show. That will definitely, I can see why that might have put you off.
It was too complicated for me.
Yeah, I don't play it much now.
Do you guys still gig?
Notes. No, it's just gone quiet. It's gone quiet. The amount of effort that we have to put into it to stay on top of all the parts and everything, it's really tough staying on top of it, like balancing it around everything else I'm trying to do, and then the lads have got things going off in their lives as well. So it's not over. It's just kind of parked without realising. It's just
that's how Doom for Day One is. I think like it's just it just got parked. So.
Yeah,
I'll say again though, dude, that album. You've got to be proud of that. That's worth it all. Just getting an album done of that material.
You're the number one fan of that album.
I love it.
I love all your material. It's great. Yeah.
Cheers, dude. I think you bought a T-shirt. Actually, you're one of the few that bought a T-shirt.
And my partner, I did actually. Yeah. My partner Ella now wears it all the time to bed.
Oh,
a lot of time.
She doesn't wear it out, but she does wear it to bed.
Dude, if you need another one, I've got in cupboard full of them.
Oh, mate, I would.
Take one with you.
It basically got too small for me, so like I just hand it down to her. Usually my t-shirts get handed down to her, and they're just like pajama t-shirts. Then.
Well, after we finish, let me know what size you are.
Sick. Thanks, man.
Yeah.
So Harbinger-wise, albums?
So we've got. We started off by releasing a single, which the guys released in 2015 before I joined. Then we released the first EP, which is called Paroxysm. That was early 2016. Most of the material was written before I joined, but then we I learned it and we got together in the rehearsal room and I had a few ideas, which nicely they like took on, and I did a bit of recording in the studio. And that kind of, the band kind of took off quite quick. It's not that we're big or anything, but like I was like, okay, this is like, things are happening quite quickly. And, we played Tech Fest in that first year and we were gigging quite a bit. And then after that, released a second EP called Human Dust. And then following that, we did a standalone single, Darkest Days. And then we did our first album, Compelled to Suffer, which was out in 2019.
Is that the purple and black one?
That is Human Dust. That's the second EP, yeah.
I think that's the one I've got. Cool. And then I got this like cool little pin badge with it.
Yeah, that's a limited edition. Is it purple?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's limited edition. So like every now and again we do the pin badges, but we do different colorways and for a limited amount. So if anybody out there has a pin badge, you have one of probably about 50.
Special.
Oof. Yeah.
Dude.
Not that you get much on eBay for it,
When you're dead, though, maybe. Might be worth something then.
Yeah, maybe.
Again, that's not a threat.
Yeah.
sounded like a threat, didn't it?
It did sound like a threat.
I'm going to end up the bin with Jody.
Well, we've got your guitars. That's what we wanted. That's what we wanted you on for, really.
Just add them to the arsenal.
Danny said he never bought one of those guitars. The rest are just from previous dead guests.
Yeah. Adds a bit of character.
Yeah, exactly.
Dude, your live set though is flipping immense.
Oh, thanks,
it's
man.
It's flipping brutal.
Thanks,
Absolutely
man.
brilliant.
Like I said, I saw you the other year
Yeah.
at Mangata Fest, and heavy.
Yeah, we are.
Heavy.
We are very heavy.
Yeah.
Like we
high energy.
Yeah.
Proper decent dude.
Yeah,
Enjoyed
thanks.
it.
Thank you. I guess Danny, you've seen us with Tom, our old vocalist.
I've seen you with both vocalists.
Have you seen us with Dylan?
Yeah, I think I saw you with. It was Dylan. I'm sure it was at the last Tech Fest the final Tech Fest. Was he singing that
Last year?
Yes.
Yeah, so when we were on the main stage.
Yes.
Oh, cool. Were you there?
Yeah.
Did I see you?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, because we were in we come in the canteen, and you come in there with, your girlfriend, and we said hi and everything.
Yeah,
so,
and we said hi. Yeah. Oh, cool. Yeah, that was. It was a very special moment for a lot of us. Well, all of us really, because Tech Fest was a big thing for us, and for us as a band cutting our teeth, and to just be able to be the main headliner of the early bird that year was really
incredible.
cool, and lots of people very complimentary of like the light show and stuff like that, and that's kind of like it's part of where we want to go in the future. Like we want to have that like huge live aesthetic, with lights, maybe some props and stuff. Like make it like a big show.
Yeah.
Not just a gig. Like it needs to be something extra.
Well, that's how you step it up to that headlining stage, isn't it? Where you kind of got more than just you going off.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and it was sadly I don't think Dylan's too fond of those memories, because he was a bit rushed between us sound checking and then getting on stage. Like basically couldn't get back into the dressing room, and it was locked, even though he was told it was going to be locked. Vocalists, man.
We know. Why do you think Danny was in an instrumental trio for so long?
Yeah, I can imagine.
It's like, yeah.
And now he's the vocalist in his own project. No singers to deal with apart from myself.
Yeah, I can be my own nightmare.
And you are.
Yep.
Oh yeah, but that was a very special gig for all of us, and it was really great to do that.
What Simon and what he did with Tech Fest for the tech scene is, you can't even put it into words how much he helped out so many different bands, and like the amount of bands that I discovered just even going, because we went a couple of years going to watch it, and the attendees watching. I discovered the Ocean Collective there.
The Ocean, Leprous.
Leprous. There's just too many bands to even...
Ocean are so good.
Textures.
Yeah.
I mean, they're probably one of my favourite heavy bands. I'd put Between the Buried and Me in there as well as like one of my favourite heavy bands, because it's like, with like their lead playing we're talking about, it's like it serves a purpose. And that's what I really love about sometimes lead is kind of like thrown in just for, let's put a lead on it. Whereas Between the Buried and Me, you can tell that they've taken the time to, right, we're going to put this in, it's going to lead into the next section or whatever.
I just can't even to begin thinking like how they, like what they do when they get together and write it.
Yeah, it's mad how it happen.
Yeah. I think I've heard a few things where they do the typical thing of like, everybody's kind of writing ideas, and then when it's time for the album, they bring them together. But then how does that evolve into like the masterpieces they write? Yeah.
It does blend.
AI blend.
Have you got anything new coming up?
So
any new releases
yes, this is actually like perfect time.
A
couple of years ago, we really, after Compelled to Suffer, we then changed vocalists and had brought Dylan in. We released an EP, we called it a mini album, but it's basically an EP called A Letter to Anguish, and that was his like first 6 tracks that he did with us. We ended up doing quite a lot of touring between 2022 and now, basically.
Yeah,
but you were everywhere.
Yeah. And we've just, but it didn't help with us getting more new music out, because we haven't released anything since May 2022. But now we're finally ready to release one new track.
Oh, awesome.
Not that we haven't got loads of material. It's we've like always been writing stuff.
Yeah.
But it's just actually
Getting in the studio.
Yeah, the band's evolved behind the scenes quite a bit since Dylan joined. Prior to that, it was very much like Ben would write a skeleton or a full demo of a song, bring it to the band, we'd have a bit of a chat about it, some tiny changes, then that's the song. And it'd be the same on my end. I'd come with a skeleton or a full song idea, and that'd be the same thing. Whereas when Dylan joined, we wanted to be more collaborative, find out a way that we could work together along the timelines of songs. So it wasn't just kind of like, here's a baby of mine, but no, you can't change it because it's mine. Yeah. There was kind of, just evolving as a band. Yeah. And so, now we're very much more collaborative. Like we collaborated on this new single, and we're doing like a little writing retreat at mine next week.
Nice.
Because we've basically been like, we need to put our foot down and we need to release music, like get more music out. We need to do it more often. And because we wanted to, so we're trying to try and finish some ideas or write some new ideas that could be released next year. So the plan is a new single, January, which is completely done and dusted.
Nice.
I could show you later if you like.
Oh, yes, please. Yes. We like exclusives.
Exclusive.
Awesome. And we wanted that to come out earlier on this year. We basically had the plan to get an EP out the end of this year, but we then got offered the Silosis tour like 5 weeks beforehand or something like that.
And you're not going to say no to that, are you?
So we were like, right, we need to get one of these tracks done. So we opted for this song. We tried to get it recorded so it could and finished off to the mix and the master and engineer before the tour. Didn't happen. Got the drums done, got the rhythm guitars done. Toured, came back, did the bass, the lead guitars and the vocals. So that delayed it. And then the mix and master engineer that we've used is one of the big guns in our genre. So he is really busy. So it's taken a longer time than planned for us to get it finished. But whilst we did that, we did the video and stuff. So, but now we got the final
Wicked.
file, and we were hoping before the end of the year, but I think it's now better to wait till January.
Okay. Awesome.
So that will be out in January, and then we've got a European tour.
Decent.
I've seen on the website. You've got with quite a hefty amount of dates on there. It's exciting.
It's like starts on the 30th of January, and we get back like the 2nd of March or something like that.
Oh, amazing.
Yeah, it's going to all Scandinavia, which we've never been to before. So
they'll probably love you as well over there. They love
hopefully,
stuff, don't they?
Germany seems to be good for us, but just really thankful that those bands are happy to take us out, like Enterprise Earth and Distant. It's their like co-headline tour, and just to have us opening it, and then the other support's called the Last 10 Seconds of Life.
I remember
so
not.
It's going to be if you like your progressive death metal. Enterprise Earth's new album is stunning. It's I got to say, like, I didn't really listen to them that much. I knew that they were a great band and stuff, but this album just clicked with me, I think it's because of the variety and the like progginess inside the heaviness. I
like a bit of prog.
Yeah,
definitely.
I'll have to send you some songs that I recommend.
Yeah, please do, mate. Because we like to.
It's one of the favourite bits.
Discover new stuff. So
there's a Casket of Rust. Casket. That song, well, I think it was maybe their lead single for the album. All I've got to say is Death Metal Avenged Sevenfold.
I'm down for that.
Okay. Great.
I'll have a little taste.
Yeah.
A little bit of a slap.
I'll slice it up and have a little sliver of that.
But yeah, that's what we're doing. But the idea is to try and get at least another 3 or 4 songs, like edging towards the end by Christmas, and then we can maybe try and get them done either before this tour or after the tour. So because we really want to release like another EP next year. I was like, we would like to do an album, but we're an independent band, and we kind of feel like unless we've got that team surrounding us and the backing, it's not the wisest thing to do.
It doesn't feel like we're in an album world anymore, does it? Really, we're in a
as painful as it sounds, because I'm an album guy.
I'm an album guy as well. So
I
like the concept kind of an album and kind of the craft that goes into making an album.
Yeah.
But it's just, we're not in that world anymore, are we? We're in a one-off streaming kind of world, aren't we?
Yeah, the way I see it is that when you're big enough, like, albums are the right thing to do, because people want that package.
Yeah.
Like, they and plus it's the right business thing to do, because you can then do pre-orders and pre-order packages. You can sell vinyl and t-shirts and stuff, whereas around a single it's a bit like, well, we can't sell vinyl, we can't sell CD.
It limits you a little bit, doesn't it?
We could do a t-shirt, you know.
You can have a full-on theme of an album, can't you?
Yeah.
You can kind of have a full merchandising campaign, can't you, almost?
Yeah.
Plus, well, I mean, especially, like, speaking personally, at my level, releasing an album, you release, like, 2 or 3 singles off it, then the rest of the album kind of goes, it's like a waste in a way, because it's like, here's the entire album.
Yeah.
And, like, you've kind of... Because attention spans have depleted so much, haven't they? So
the thing that I find funny are, like, I hear the people that, like, I've heard the people that are like, I had somebody say, like, oh, I'm a bit annoyed that all of this, like, there's not more stuff on the album that I haven't already heard. But then it's like...
You can't win.
Yeah, you just can't win, because, like, I'm pretty sure the same person has said something else about albums. Like, you know, it's just well, what do you want? Like, you know.
You'll never please everyone, but you've got to do what you think's best for the kind of the whole thing, haven't you, really?
Yeah. Yeah, lots of contradictory things that go on in this world, you know.
Yeah. Shall we start the Dream Band process?
Shall we start it?
Let's start the Dream Band process. So, what are you going to be playing in the band, Charlie?
Oh, I have to play something, do I?
Yes!
100%.
Oh my God. It makes me angry every time. Oh, you can come on again. I want to be the merch person. No.
I know.
Is it on purpose, isn't it?
No, because if I was allowed to, I'd be like, can I just be the manager?
Oh my God.
I think that's the hardest role.
To be quite fair, I would not want to manage any of the bands I've been in.
I basically manage Harbinger, so it's like, it's a hard job.
Yeah.
not because of the guys, just it's hard managing a band.
Because of the guys. That's what you said off recording.
Just being like an agony aunt, really, for everybody, you know.
Oh, can't think of anything worse.
No, they're not like that. They're a great team.
Chasing emails.
We have our moments, but we're a great team.
So what are you playing? I imagine I know what you're playing.
Yeah,
but...
I think I couldn't imagine myself playing anything but guitar.
Yep, great choice.
Yeah.
You're a great guitar player, dude.
Thank you, man.
Both yourself and Ben. You'll have to say hi to Ben for me.
Yeah,
I've not seen him in ages.
Are you more of a lead guitarist or rhythm guitarist in this band?
I always tell people this. Like, I feel like there's no such thing as... Well, I guess in some bands, maybe in like the more rock, you have like... I am the rhythm, I'm the lead, but I think in the genre that me and Ben play in, it's very much just
both do a bit.
I think I've taken more of a role of doing solos since maybe like the Compelled to Suffer, so the last couple of releases. So I guess, you know, sometimes I say, I'm the lead guitarist, but I don't really see it as that. As Ben will come up with a lead, and if it's the right thing for the song, then it's like that. I'm not going to step on that. And then other times, like, there was a song idea that Ben came up with the other day, and I said, I would love to rip a solo of that section. You know, like just where you hear some chords and you're like, this is...
Yeah.
I can hear something.
I can hear it forming in your mind.
Yeah.
Serve the song, mate. That's the most important thing.
Yeah.
So in this band, are you going to be the kind of rhythm and...
Yeah, I think because of the genre I imagine it would be, it's probably a bit of both. It's a bit like, you know, like Paul and Dusty and Between the Bear and Me. Like, even though Paul does a lot of the lead stuff, like Dusty sometimes rips out some sick solos.
Yeah,
like,
he does,
and
he's
lead
got a killer
parts.
tone as well. And vibrato. He's got ridiculous
I
vibrato.
actually think that I try not to use better, but like I think I prefer him as a guitarist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember seeing him live at Techfest. He just stands there at the front of the stage. And I remember writing this on it was like a social media post. And he liked it at the time, which was really nice. But I just like, I really enjoyed his set. It's ridiculous how you don't even look. You're like just looking at the crowd the entire time.
And he doesn't look away, does he? Doesn't look at his guitar at all.
I like doing that.
Crushing.
Like I always aim to be able to play the stuff that I do and be able to like
interact.
Look at it. Yeah, I do sometimes think though whether people in the crowd just think I'm like a weird, like got this weird like serial killer like look
Staring about.
Yeah, but a lot of time people just say like you look so happy on stage.
That's good.
Which is quite funny for like a death metal in.
I think the best guitarist in between the Buried and Me is Dan, the bass player.
Oof, he is.
Oh,
he writes a lot
amazing,
of stuff as well.
He
doesn't
can play all their guitar. I'm pretty sure he could play all their guitar lines as well. Or with his fingers as well.
It's a bold claim.
With his fingers. But we'll never know, will we? We'll never know. What guitar are you playing in this band? What guitar are you picking?
I'd probably have to be one of my Carillions, yeah.
Would it,
A big shout out to Chris.
Yeah, shout out
Yeah.
to Chris Delia. Like he makes some absolute wizard ones, you know.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's
The colours are sublime.
they
are, aren't they?
Like he I think it was Ben that put me in touch with him, and I said, "Oh, do you know anybody that can help me put some pickups in a guitar?" Because I'm just a noob with the electronics of a guitar, and he was like, "Yeah, I could put you in touch with Chris." And I reckon Chris was he was just like,
Yeah.
"I've got a new victim."
I've snared one.
I can attach some wood to these pickups.
I could build you your own design.
But I went there, like, had a great time at the little workshop, and he was like, "Do you want to try some guitars?" And I was like, "Yeah, okay."
Where is he? Surrey? Is he Surrey?
Yeah,
based?
and where I used to live, because I used to live in Surrey,
Yeah.
I lived about like 20 to 30 minutes down the road from the workshop.
Well, just swing by. Hello.
Yeah. Can you give me a free guitar? No.
He's a nice guy. I remember trying out some of his guitars at Tech Fest. I can't remember if I tried out one of your. Did you have one of your guitars on
Yeah,
the
I had
stand
the
at one
first
point?
one, the purple one.
I think I've tried that out
Polaris,
before.
yeah.
I think I've tried that out before.
I'm gonna
It's
play.
like, ooh.
I'm gonna play that tonight, which I think some of the members of Harbinger think is controversial because it was the older one, and I always play like the new one.
Yeah.
Like ever since I got it, it's like my main guitar.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Like when I was rehearsing the other day for the gig, I just I snapped a string on the Hellcat, which is the new one.
Yeah.
So I picked up the Polaris, and I was like, everything's easier now.
So are you playing the Polaris?
Yeah, I'm going to play
on
that.
this in this
yeah,
band?
I reckon so.
your
Which is
main
super
guitar?
Strat sort of looking.
Yeah.
Yeah, is he
looking
on the
guitar.
Telecaster style? What's the
Yeah,
one?
Hellcat's like a
That's the Hellcat
Telecaster.
one.
Yeah,
What are these? I can't remember, but are they 6 or 7?
they're 6.
6.
Yeah, 6 in drop C. Though the new song is in standard D.
Ooh.
So we do a little to turn up the not far, like a turn of the tune. Turn.
It's C sharp standard, isn't it, between the Buried and Me?
Yeah. Which I do have a
Drop C
guitar.
sharp's my probably favourite tuning.
Is it?
Probably.
Something resonates.
I think mine's half step down.
Oh,
just half step down standard.
Standard half step
yeah,
down.
I think so.
Okay.
But everything, all of them are in standard. I play everything in standard now.
I think drop C sharp's a nice. I don't have to get a 5-string bass wise. It's a good kind of like medium for me.
Let's cut it off.
I used to I used to play in drop B, and then when I joined Harbinger and I tuned up a semitone, like there was something about it that just resonated.
Yeah.
It was weirdly inspiring. Like even though everything functions the same,
Yeah.
it was very strange. Actually, this new song that's coming out in January, I wrote in standard E tuning, so you can actually play it on a standard E guitar. I shouldn't have told you that. I should have waited until you listen to it and then asked you what tuning you think it is.
Yeah, it's inverted chords. Or
that's
if
it.
I'm playing heavy, it's inversions.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah, those like inverted power chords. So it's so heavy. But yeah, I wrote it in standard E. Or the sort of first skeleton of it, and then we were like, it's going to be easy if we just learn it. It's the same pitch and everything. It's just that we just moved everything up two frets. So
yeah, I try not to write things in fact, my last album, I wrote that in drop C.
Yeah.
And then decided that I think I got a new guitar at the time.
Probably, no, you.
Yeah, I think I got a custom 24 at the time. It was like a pink one.
Oh yeah,
You never saw it.
I think I've seen.
And I was like, I want to use
picture of
this, but it's got a trem. I'm going to leave it in standard. So I just transposed everything and just
avoid that low C.
Yeah, just avoid it. But it makes everything a bit more awkward, but it also gets you playing in a different position.
Yeah, I've
thinking
been
different ideas. Yeah,
I've been doing that quite a bit, like with writing, trying to, I guess, writing keys that don't involve like the lowest note being the open string.
Yeah.
But then it can sometimes, then you've got that option if you want that kind of like, and you can make things sound heavier. Like it's, you know, you can make people think that you're in a lower tuning because you've taken them to a slightly higher sonic place and then you've dropped it down. And like, this is so heavy.
Yeah, you drop that low note in just sporadically.
They must be in drop. They must be in drop G or something. Yeah.
Just E.
I mean, listen to Opeth. Like, most of that's standard, isn't it? And it sounds brutal.
Stylosis for years were.
Oh yeah.
I think the new album. I think Josh was saying that it's in C sharp standard.
Oh, okay.
All of it potentially, or C. It's either C standard or C sharp standard.
Yeah.
But it's still it almost it doesn't really. If he didn't say that, I wouldn't have thought. Oh yeah, actually, it kind of has like a lower tonality to the overall album.
Yeah.
But like. I didn't think that when I first listened to it. You know, I was like, oh, they're probably in standard E or E flat, you know?
Yeah. I think the reason why I like the higher tunings is because I prefer the timbre of the actual strings. You haven't got, there's like that kind of like 300 hertz frequency that just gets a bit muddy. And like, because everything moves down, I think that like the bulk of the frequencies sit in that pocket.
You then have to
and
put
it's
a
like,
lot of mids in the tone and stuff, I
mean, my mids are pretty pranked, to be honest. I mean, look at that top amp. I think the mid control is probably...
Yeah, it's 75%.
75%.
Got that fat sound.
75%.
Roll back the bass.
On the Axe effects, and they have that fat switch, which basically like push
the
mids in there.
Just leave that in all the time.
Yeah.
I'm going fat.
We got some rules.
Yeah, we've got some rules.
Time for the rules, better.
If you're an avid listener, you probably know these rules already.
You better do.
Right.
I do like to push them. Yeah.
God.
You can take the first one, because I always find this one a bit of a tongue twister, the top one.
So, rule number 1 is you can't have any current or past band members. Band members?
Will it band?
Band members. Any current or past band members? No, not having it.
Cool.
Okay, so you can't have Dylan or whatever his name was, or that lot you left on Isle of Man. None of them.
That lot. One of the members got away, as well as me.
And then you can't choose the entirety of Between the Buried and Me.
Oh, that's
as an example. Yeah. You can't have more
than
one member.
Can you insert me?
Yeah. No. Kick Dusty out when he was out of the band.
Let's not mention that.
Yeah. He's still out, isn't he?
Controversial.
I tried to find some information on this.
I think he rejoined.
But okay, that's good, because he seems like a sweet guy, but obviously I don't know. Who knows?
Yeah, who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows? We weren't there.
You never truly know anyone.
Oh my God.
First member, your dream drummer.
Oh, you said it all right that time.
Yeah.
You normally say dream drummer.
Who are you picking? Who are you picking?
That's my line.
So this was a really hard decision, because maybe I shouldn't say this. Give it away too much, but there's 2 people that I wanted to choose, but they're in the same band.
Okay.
So it was difficult. Which one?
Yeah.
Do I want to choose? So I think Blake Richardson would be the drummer.
Good choice, mate.
He's like by far my favorite drummer. Like with his just his creativity. With like everything he does with Between the Buried and Me is just insane.
He's like a hyperdrive Mike Portnoy.
Yeah,
I was hoping we were going to... sorry, Danny, I was hoping we might...
Not even mention his name.
I hope he was not going to brought up at all. I'm fed up with him.
Yeah, but I prefer Blake.
Yeah.
I just think he's, tasteful amongst all like the brutality and like the
mayhem
aspect.
The mayhem that's happening in Between the Buried and Me.
When he plays, he must be so in the zone. And to know... In fact, I'd love to ask him like, what goes on in your head while you're playing these.
I think he goes into like bullet time where everything slows down around him, so he can just easily.
Well, like Neo.
From
Matrix, he sees it.
Like Max Payne.
Max Payne.
But it would be great to know, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
I've not seen many videos of it. Does he do a lot of like Drumeo stuff?
Oh, that's worth looking.
There is, I think there is quite a lot of videos on YouTube.
Is there some Drumeo?
Yeah.
The style ones where they kind of do playthroughs and stuff.
Yeah, I think he's got quite... Yeah, there definitely is, because I've seen... I think during Parallax he did a few.
Did he?
Class.
There's some great ones. Because there's like a... Is it Telos? Or Telos? From Parallax 2.
Yeah.
I'm
not very good with song names, mate, to be honest.
But it goes into this big Pink Floyd break. with like a Pink Floyd style solo.
Yeah.
And there's just like this drum riff that he does, like it's like boom, boom.
It sounds familiar. It sounds familiar.
Just for the listeners, Charlie's not a drummer. That is quite obvious.
Joel, the drummer from Harbinger, Joel, he's going to have a great time if he hears this.
Like, what were you doing?
We'll have to get his comments.
Can you just do this? But yeah, they're just it's like an evolving riff that happens over a whole repeat, and it like never like each kind of segment of the riff is slightly different, but then it repeats.
Yeah.
It's just like this is just it's gold.
Amazing.
So good. It's like you could just sit there and listen to the drum beat. It's like screw everything else that's going on.
That's the sign of a great drummer, though, isn't it? Where you can just sit and listen to the drums without paying attention to anything else.
You can't normally do that with a lot of drummers. Just listen to the drums, can you?
Yeah.
A drummer burn, but
you can't.
Especially some of like I do love the overproduced like death metal, deathcore and stuff like that. But like, I definitely my favorite stuff is more the stuff in that genre that has like more of an organic drum sound. Whether that is an organic drum sound, because I don't know what that is these days, but
it's hard to tell, isn't it? But it's definitely leaning more towards the organic sound, isn't it?
I'm a massive advocate of the organic drum sound. I love live sounding drums on like albums. So.
It's the roominess to it, isn't it? It's that
we went through this process though with the new song, and I don't think that Joel's quite figured out how he can get the sound that he wants in his head, and I think that's just going to be the evolving sound of the drums for Harbinger. But he describes it as an organic drum sound. I think I know what he's after, but to get the sound that he has in his head, he doesn't mind like using sample replacement and stuff like that. It's there's a particular sound that he wants, and he loves the reference tracks for the new song was like a Way of All Flesh by Gojira. Do you know that album?
Oh, I mean, anything like this.
I've not listened to a lot, to be honest.
So.
Yeah, it's just that he loves that drum sound, and I do too. He loves the Black Album drums. Like he just, he just loves the sound of the snare and the kick.
Not like Saint Anger.
Horrific.
Leave that one.
Let's not mention.
Down.
Kill.
It was really some kind of monster, wasn't it?
Oh yeah, it's horrible.
There are some pretty cool riffs, I think, on there, but the songs are just badly written.
Yes.
I think some of the riffs are good.
Yeah, you could take 3 minutes out of every song, and every song would be better for it.
We decided to listen to it one time on tour, and all of us were like, "Why are these songs so long?" Like, I can't believe we're still listening to this album.
You listen to it, you think there's been bad decisions made at every point, in every bit of every instrument, songwriting. There's been bad decisions made in every. Like, there's two choices, good or bad, and they pick the bad one every time.
Yeah.
Even Lars's dad was like, no.
Lars's dad was awesome.
You should take up tennis again.
So have you got a favourite track in particular that Blake plays on?
Oh God.
Oh, that's a question.
Oh Jesus.
I mean, it's going to be hard. Maybe it's something off Colours, I imagine, if that's.
Or Colours too, if you prefer that. If that's your preference.
I don't prefer it. I fondly like it. I like it fondly like it.
I like it fondly.
I reckon.
You can like it in any way you like.
Yeah.
I reckon "Swim to the Moon" by Between a Bear Me, of course. It was on The Great Misdirect, like the last song.
Okay.
He does a drum solo on there. Yeah, I think that's probably my favourite one. Okay. I was just thinking about one of the songs on, is it Revolution Limbo maybe, on Colours 2, and it's if you haven't watched the video yet, it's like an animated video.
Oh no, I haven't.
And they have, and then a screen comes up. They've got guest drum solos. Mike Portnoy's on it.
Of course he is.
There he is.
Blake's doing one. They've got loads of drummers doing it. But the screens come up and it moves between the drummers, and they've basically created this whole section where each drum solo smoothly goes into the next one.
Oh wow.
So thinking how you get that many drummers to like synchronize like the next, I mean, they're all amazing, so it's probably easy to them, but
Yeah.
oh, he finished on the second semi-quaver of B3, you know? So I'll start
Straight into... Yeah. Again, they're a different breed drummers, aren't they?
Yeah.
They don't speak the same language as everyone else.
No.
Exactly, that's what they speak. They speak in bongs. Any honourable mentions, or can you not mention it due to...
No, I can. Yeah.
You can?
So I was torn between Blake Richardson or Alex Rudinger, if you know who that is.
No, who's that?
I know the name.
He's played for so many people now. He played on... Do you guys know the Faceless?
Yeah.
I've heard of them.
Autothesium. It's the Faceless album that Wes Hauck was on as well. So he played on that.
Great guitar player.
Yeah, like Alex Rudinger. It was either him or Blake. He's been in Whitechapel recently.
Oh, okay.
I can't think.
I know his name.
Yeah.
He's a very popular drummer.
He's like one of those drummers that learn how to play. Well, I only know this because I've heard so many people talk about it on podcasts. But he's like one of those drummers that has learned from. Like apparently he learned to play drums through listening to like a lot of metal music that used drum machine, used fake drums on program drums on albums. So
like
therefore
Polyphia.
Yeah. So he didn't realize they were program drums. So then he tried to replicate that, but what came out
that was his starting point.
Yeah. So he then came to become this amazing drummer that could replicate those sounds like in human kind of
human form.
Like definitely watch him. He's like watching him play drums is mesmerizing. Like some of the stuff.
I know the band that I know him from. It's Intronaut.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
He's played in a lot.
Really high pitched snare.
Yeah.
in that band.
Oh, did he?
That's right. Yeah, crazy drummer.
His feet work is ridiculous as well. He's got very like I say that this is one of the things I love about Blake as well is that he's got the like his when he does sort of like blast beats and stuff. It's like he can do like the kind of bog standard blast beats, but then there's like he could do these more interesting sort of blast beats. It's like, well, that's a bit different, you know.
Which is, it's got to be hard to do, surely, when you're playing that
when you're
fast.
doing a blast beat.
Yeah, crazy.
Like a lawnmower starting up. A petrol one.
An old school one. So, are you having another guitarist in the band?
Yes, definitely.
So, next up is your dream guitarist.
Oh, God.
Who are you picking?
This is so hard. Like, the list probably has about 20 people on it.
We can only accept one.
I know.
Who are you picking?
I told myself, you're going to have to pick on the spot because I can't decide.
Pick from the heart. Pick from the heart.
I think it would have to be Wes Hauck.
Ooh,
Yeah.
great choice.
Who's he from?
He's a flipping beast.
Yeah, he's from Alluvial, but he's played he played in the Faceless, and he did a guest solo on a song on Periphery 2. Trying to think what song it is.
I don't think I know him.
Yeah.
I'll have to check him out. What makes him your dream guitarist?
Oh, it's just, if you haven't heard Alluvial, just listen to it. Like the bass and the guitar blend is perfect.
Is it perfect? Cool.
Like he's just such a tight player. Like, and he's got this kind of like modern day Dimebag vibe to him, which
that's
which
a
I
good way of
love.
putting it, yeah.
Modern day Dimebag.
Yeah. But it's like
Pinch harmonics.
death metal Dimebag.
Yeah.
It's. But when I first heard him was on that, is it Autothesum? I'm probably butchering the name of the Faceless album that he was on. I was like, oh, cool, new Faceless lineup. Cool. Oh, he's the new guitarist is doing solos. Michael Keane's letting him do solos. What? And I just heard his solos. I was like, right, well, yeah, Michael Keane can get in the bin. Like this guy.
He's in the bin.
Well, yeah, Michael Keane's kind of gone off his rocker anyway. Sadly, but I loved Michael Keane's stuff, but like Wes just had this kind of just different vibe to his playing, and a lot of stuff that really resonated with me. And a lot of his solos on that were quite melodic.
Yeah, he's very vocal, isn't he?
Yeah.
With his phrasing and stuff.
But like on the alluvial stuff, especially the most recent one, I feel like he's really tapped into that like modern day Dimebag, and he's still got all of that awesome stuff in his solos. But he just picks things that just are like I just wouldn't think of doing.
Yeah,
like, and
outside the box.
Yeah,
kind of thing,
and it's just like, I don't know what he's using. I was thinking in the car journey up, I was like, I should see if I can book a guitar lesson with him, just to like pick his brains about something.
Kind of get some magic off him. Steal a little bit off him.
Yeah,
but he's got this. He's got just this tone in his hands that, like I'm chasing after as well. Like I just.
What guitar does he use?
He uses an Ibanez Iceman.
Oh,
it's like a custom
string.
made one into like 7-string beast with a Floyd.
I'd like to check him out
or whatever.
Oh yeah.
Any standout tracks from him?
Probably Bog Dweller, which is
Bog Dweller?
it's on the new EP. So yeah, that's it's got a beast of a solo, and the riffing is crazy. Yeah,
ultimate
something
riffing.
is so good.
Oh.
Have you seen him play?
I have seen him play in the Faceless. I haven't seen it years ago, but I've never seen him in Alluvial yet. So really hoping. I'm kind of keeping my fingers crossed that we might tour with them one day. So hopefully, maybe.
You never know.
Fingers crossed.
Some bands that we've toured with have toured with them. So I'm like, come on.
Yeah, when you're like one band away from them, that's pretty cool, isn't it? Like, so close.
He was using Kemp. Like, so he used to use Axfex 2, and he moved to Kemper for a long time.
Yeah.
And recently switched back to Axfex and went to the Axfex 3, and I was like, yes. Back on Fractal.
He's on the fractal terrain.
And he did like Fractal release like artist packs, like special artist packs for free on their website every so often.
Yeah.
And he did one, and I was like, ooh. And I think it's like his live tone, but it's like, you can just tell, it just shows like how much tone comes out of the actual hands of the player.
Yeah.
And like the instrument itself, like pickups and everything, like just, you wouldn't be able to sound like that person just with their like tone pack, because it works.
It's in the fingers.
Then,
It's all in the fingers.
It'd be interested to see like if I gave somebody my live tones, like how it would sound.
Yeah.
Well, Danny, I've played through your guitar with your settings before, and I sounded terrible. So I think I've proven that it's more than just the
strings are too close together.
What was that voice?
I think that might have been a bass burn.
I thought that was a Dan burn. I thought that was personal, that was. Okay, now.
Dan burn.
I'm a bit ruffled.
My bass player friends will
Have you got
not be happy.
An honourable mention? I'll try again. Have you got an honourable mention for
Yes.
for your second
I think he's got
guitarist?
19.
19.
We're going to take one, please.
Oh, okay. Probably Brandon Ellis from the Black Dahlia Murder.
Oh, cool.
Sick player.
Yeah, I just couldn't choose, but I was just thinking that like Wes nails it on rhythm and lead, and if both of us are going to be doing rhythm and lead, then not that Brandon Ellis is obviously a sick rhythm player as well,
but his lead is quite poor.
Oh yeah,
Charlie from Harbinger
that
says.
vibrato sucks.
There's a quote from Charlie from Harbinger.
The Brandon's vibrato is just, well, even all of them, like Wes, Brandon Ellis. I'm allowed to mention a guitarist.
Yeah, go on.
Yeah. Why not?
Ryan Knight as well, who's also in the Black Dahlia Murder.
Black Dahlia Murder, yeah.
Just the fact that Ryan Knight and Brandon Ellis are in Black Dahlia now together, and are both doing solos on the new album. It's like ridiculous.
Ryan Knight's amazing.
Yeah.
Did you hear his solo album? Was it an album or an EP?
Oh, I
it's
don't
like
know.
a pink, red and white cover. I'll send you a link to it.
I might have done.
It's awesome. He's such a cool player.
Yeah.
Really, really good.
Because he's got a lot of jazz influences, doesn't he? Yeah.
So I think he's really good mates with Emil Wursler.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Of course he is.
And Dusty as well.
Yeah, like hearing when Ryan first joined Black Dahlia Murder, I was like, that, because I was such a big fan of Dahlia Murder already.
Yeah.
hearing his solos on top of it, it was just like breathed a new life into it, which I didn't think needed, but I was like, oh my God.
It's better.
It's even better. And just he massively influenced my solo development, just trying to replicate some of the things that he was doing. I learned a lot from it. And then he left, and then Brandon Els came in and was like, oh my God, where do they find these people? Like,
you just grow them.
Yeah, they all come from Arsis. Because like both of them were in the band Arsis.
Just stolen.
It's AI. They're like...
Genetically engineered, I'd like to think. There's like a room with just like sacks full of like
sick guitar
bodies that get injected with like DNA of like all the greatest guitarists, and then they kind of get birthed when needed. That's what I think is happening.
I often get a comment off Ryan on
really?
certain videos that I put out. I get a comment from him.
Is it because you're playing PRS?
yeah, he probably is. But I always have to like pinch myself that he's commented, because I'm like, oh my God.
Well, your best mate Nolly keeps commenting at the minute, doesn't he?
I demoed his pickups, and he commented on that.
What pickups is he?
Polypaths. So it's the like lower. I like lower.
Which one are they in?
They're in the Bacchus.
What? Who makes Polypaths?
Bare Knuckle.
Bare Knuckle. Oh, okay. Oh, I didn't realise Ryan Knight was playing Bare Knuckle.
No, Nolly. This is.
Oh,
Nolly.
I do know that.
Yeah, Nolly. So he commented.
I thought you were talking about. But still, not Nolly like replying. Like I thought it was a clever thing to cut my teeth with YouTube videos, covering a Between a Baron and Me song. So I did Memory Palace.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and it's like a 10-minute song, and I transcribed both of the guitars, and I filmed myself playing them. And that was it for YouTube videos for me.
Well, you started at a high place. Where'd you go from there?
Yeah, I put a clip on my Instagram ages ago, and like Paul replied to it.
Oh, wicked.
He was like, "You probably played better than me."
He's just, I don't know, all these players, we're all human beings, but it's so weird, isn't it?
Yeah.
These people that we've worshipped like for so long, that they'll reach out and write a little comment, means so much to us mere mortals. So, but anyway,
puny humans.
Next member,
your dream bass player. Who are you picking?
Okay, Evan Brewer.
Who's that?
You know who he is?
Oh,
I cannot pick him.
Dum dum dum. Rule break.
I can't pick him.
What was he in?
He was in The Faceless with Wes. Damn.
Who does he play for now?
An honest guess.
I think I don't know. He was playing with Entheos. They're like a tech
I'm
dev.
not sure.
You know Naveen, who used to be in Animals as Leaders? The drummer before Matt.
Probably.
And I'm more familiar with Matt, to be honest.
Yeah, he was in it before him. He's got like a death metal band that he writes all the stuff, apparently, I think. It's pretty sick. Like very rhythmic based. Like a lot of the riffs are like, you can tell that a drummer's written it because it's very rhythmic. Okay, so I've got to think.
You got to think now. Who did you have a backup?
Yes. I might butcher his surname, Killian Duarte. He's played for quite a lot of people in the tech fest scene, but he now plays in Fallujah. In Fallujah?
I'm not.
Did he do a masterclass?
Yeah,
Tech Fest. He's got
black
like
hair.
long.
Oh no, he's got short black hair and a little. He is a sick bass player. Like,
is he?
Yeah, like he's done quite a lot of gear videos and stuff, and
I need to check
like
him
Boss
out.
and stuff like that. But
all these great technical players, I watch them. I think I can't do that.
Like,
and then I move on normally.
Come back to listening to Green Day.
In 2022, we went on tour with Fallujah, Rivers and Nile.
Oh, another great band.
Yeah, Allegiant and Inferi. And all of the bass players were insane.
I can imagine,
just because Biggs from, like Adam Biggs from Rivers and Nile is the bass player, and he now does the main vocals now as well. And just seeing him, because he writes all the lyrics.
Oh, right,
So just seeing him do his like stuff whilst almost sounding like Corpse Grinder from
That's mad,
Cannibal
isn't it?
Corpse, like insane.
Did he just kick the singer out of the way then? It was like, out of my way.
I'll be taking over now.
I'm writing the lyrics, goddammit.
Yeah, I think
It's all
got,
mine.
I think he got booted not long before that tour, actually. But like, yeah, Killian was playing for Fallujah. Yeah, just insane. But
Yeah, they're
even-
a cool band, Fallujah, aren't they?
yeah, like Andrew Kim was playing bass for Inferior. Yeah, like yeah, he's also a sick bass player. But just that tour was, I think,
Full of amazing bass players.
Milky, our bassist, was just like, I don't know how I feel about this.
Yeah. That's exactly how I'd feel. I'm like,
It's like, it's fine, man. You're on tour with them. You have been accepted.
I think your bass player was using Orange for a bit, wasn't he? Did he have like one of them little like terror bass heads or whatever?
Oh, I don't know actually.
you don't pay attention to his bass players, Rick.
He just
Do you even know what bass he plays?
what?
What bass he actually? Do you know what bass guitar he plays?
Is it
Or-
not
Killian?
Ibanez?
Yeah, no, your bass player. Do you
Yeah, he
even-
plays. Oh, he's playing Jackson now.
Oh, is he?
He was playing Ibanez, but now he's playing Jackson.
Yeah, I thought he had like an S, the one like the what's
It's
the
like-
Ibanez range with an
SR.
S?
Yeah, I
Is it
think.
an SR range?
Yeah, it's like grey and it's got fan frets,
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
4-string.
But the Jackson, is it like Dave Ellefson?
No, I think that looks a bit weird, doesn't it? Like his one.
like a bass with the pointy.
Yeah.
headstock,
No,
yeah.
it's quite a nice, colourful. Well, not like woody, colourful sort of bass
Oh,
by
yeah.
Jackson. Yeah.
What was that bass I had to play? That Eva Scarecrow's bass.
Oh my god!
What was that, a Jackson?
I mean, just to let the listeners know, Dan's 5'5", 5'6", 5'6" on a good day.
I think I can tiptoe to 5'7". Let's not take my inches away, please.
He was playing like his Dean.
Oh, it was a Dean,
Was
wasn't
it
it?
a Dean Flying V or an Explorer V?
I think it was a Flying V, wasn't it?
And it was, he had to like keep manoeuvring it to be able to like reach.
Oh god.
It was the longest bass in the world. I had to
Yeah.
play over the neck. I had to play over like the 20th fret, just comfortable for me. This was
Yeah.
at Rock City, and I broke a string, didn't I? So,
Oh.
of course,
Who breaks a bass string?
me. I always break the E string. So it's a killer that was. But yeah, playing that bass, I felt humiliated, really.
Oh.
But thank you, Jack, for lending me the bass back then.
Yeah, thank you, Jack.
Who's Jack?
From
The
Eagles,
bass player
Eagles
from Eagle
Scarecrow.
Scarecrow.
Yeah,
Yeah,
nice.
great band.
yeah, they're a great bunch.
So that's your dream bass player.
Yeah. Killian Duar. I think
Yeah,
maybe I'm making it sound too posh, but
Duar.
Yeah.
Is it like Dua?
or it's like Duarte, I think.
Duart.
Yeah.
We'll
There you go.
find out.
He's gonna message the group chat and be like, Charlie, I can't believe you butchered my name.
Well, we can butcher yours one day, maybe.
Yeah. Griffiths is
It is a challenging name for me. I've got a shortened tongue, so Griffiths.
Yeah.
Griffith.
I think nobody
Yes.
says Griffiths. I think most people just say Griffiths.
Griffiths, okay.
Yeah.
Griffiths.
But if there's no S, they do. Most people go Griffith.
Griffith.
Yeah.
Griffith.
It's a weird one. Is the TH silent?
Have you got any more questions? Any more bass questions?
No,
being
Your
the
Honour.
bass player.
No, Your Honour. Have you?
Next slide.
Next slide, please.
We're on to your final member, I believe.
Final member.
Your dream vocalist. He loves saying that. Who are you picking? And the quicker he says the word picking.
I didn't say it in that way, though.
Who are you picking?
You're making it sound like chicken. Who are you chicken?
Chicken picking.
Who are you chicken picking? Dream vocalist. Who are you picking?
I almost changed my mind in the car over here.
Ooh. It's a hard choice, then.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you've got the kind of band that you've got, you can kind of go both ways, can't you? With like aggressive vocal,
Yeah.
melodic vocal.
So I reckon Spencer Sotelo.
Oh, amazing.
Who's he again?
Periphery.
Oh, yeah.
Because that covers both grounds.
Yeah, you can do both.
Amazing.
What more can you say?
Amazing. What a lineup.
Yeah.
Have you...
Might be better without me in it.
No, nonsense.
Absolute nonsense. You got a favourite track?
Oh my god, this is another hard one.
Yeah,
Like,
there's too
Periphery,
many.
Yeah.
We ask the difficult questions on this podcast.
The Alpha and Omega albums, his vocals on those albums are just like...
Yeah.
I haven't listened to a lot of newer stuff. I don't know what the newer stuff's like, to be honest.
So I do I do love it on Hail Stan, that album.
Oh, that's another great album.
Yeah. Can I have honourable mention with this as well as a pick of a song?
Go for it.
So I reckon for the heavy side, I remember hearing Blood Eagle
Yeah.
and just being like, this is sick.
Yeah, it's
like,
amazing.
Really heavy and like aggressive. But I really like Wildfire, which is off their new album. Like, it might...
I haven't heard that, so...
It's the
New album's
the
great.
clean vocals are insane
Are they?
on
Yeah.
that. Yeah. I just think it's really clever.
How he puts melodies together and passages over the top of all that complex music is beyond me. I don't know how
it's
he
an
does
art,
it.
isn't it?
Yeah.
To be able to get that, to do that.
'Cause it's so busy, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like, he almost
'cause I know-
makes it sound commercial in a way, which is weird, isn't it?
How does
it
it probably
turns it-
helps Periphery be so
turns him-
successful
yeah.
as well?
He turns it poppy in a way, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Like it's,
It's a nice little add to it.
It blends.
Yeah.
I'm not doing it. Well, it bland.
Yes, it will.
Yes, it will indeed. Have you seen Periphery? I assume you have.
Yeah, I actually saw them twice in a year, I think it was, recently. I saw them at Radar 2023.
Cool.
Nice.
And then I think it was... Oh, no, maybe it was the January after that I saw them.
Does Nolly doesn't play bass for them anymore, does
No.
he?
He's playing for them in spirit. I think they use his tracks.
Yeah.
Also, there's no bass player.
No.
Yeah.
Just press play.
Yeah.
Press play to Nolly.
Yeah.
Press
Well, they
to
play
Nolly.
to a click, aren't they, anyway? So it's like...
That's fair enough.
Yeah.
We've done it a few times when our bass hasn't been able to
Oh,
do
really?
the show. Yeah.
That's, again, another
It's
bass.
not the same,
Another
though.
bass burn there.
We had to do a gig without a drummer a couple of times.
Oh, did you?
Because he, on a tour, he got very ill. So it was quite interesting, actually, because we had like the recorded tracks, but what we ended up having to do was ask the sound guy to, because we were all on in-ears, so we don't usually have anything on stage, like no cabs or anything through the monitors. He said, can you just put loads of kick drum in the floor monitors and then turn up the bass in the kick drum? Because we were missing the rumble from the stage.
The real
and
life feedback.
Yeah,
you
it just
get.
felt weird, and that solved it.
Oh, wow.
So you could do it without a drummer if you just do that.
That's the trick.
So, what's your drummer called?
Joel.
Joel, if you are listening, be wary. Don't piss Charlie off because he has got a plan to replace you.
He would just turn up the stage
He would
monitors
just turn the bass drum up in the stage monitors.
to a rumbling point.
So on stage, if anybody was watching us from the side stage, was probably just like,
It sounded horrific.
and just
You have to
couldn't
keep,
hear
like, getting
anything
around,
else.
put your head around the corner to make it sound
The
good.
sound engineer also said, like, this is great. I wish all drums were this easy to mix, because it was like the stems from
No
the
drummer.
record.
No
Yeah.
drummer.
Oh, amazing.
To be fair, they do take a significant amount of like time to set up and stuff as well.
Yeah.
So maybe the idea is just get rid of them.
Yeah. And the cymbals are like overwhelming, aren't they? Let's face it.
Exactly. I mean, you do all our drums on that little MIDI keyboard there, don't you?
Yeah.
For our little
you've seen
jingles.
you might have seen my technique.
Just hammer your finger down on them.
one drum at a time and layer it.
I do that as well, like just dum 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 dum, and then put the snare in. Dum,
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's exactly what you
and
do.
then cymbals.
Why not? Select all, quantize.
And sometimes that don't even work. don't they?
Usually the MIDI then goes to Joel anyway, and it's just like, he had to spruce it up or completely redo it.
Apologies, Joel.
He's there for forever.
Well,
What a lineup. Should we summarise this lineup?
yeah, let's summarise it. So, in the position of dream drummer, who have you picked?
Blake Richardson.
And what are you going to be doing in this band?
I'll be playing guitar.
What about the other guitarist? Who's that?
Wes Hauk.
Your dream bass player.
Killian Duarte.
And your dream vocalist.
Spencer Stello.
Heavy band. Boom.
Yeah.
Boom. What kind of band is this? So genre-wise, so we're talking
It's
death?
some sort of progressive extreme metal, I reckon, or progressive metal, like, because it's got to have like the chunky riffs that Wes comes up with,
Yep.
but then the proggy sort of drums that Blake has, and maybe a bit of slap and tap on the bass.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, We're going to have some Durgent moments. Banana.
Why not, eh?
Yeah. Why not?
Why not?
Name that band.
Name your dream band, baby.
Oof.
Oh, yeah.
Straight in there.
Name it.
Name it. We do insist.
Well, we're going to use the sample anyway.
Yeah. We do insist you name this band.
The Philosophers.
The Philosophers.
Ooh, that'd be a good T-shirt design.
Hey, well, is any change of letters in there? Any Zs instead of S's?
Yeah.
The Philosophers.
I think that would cheapen it somewhat.
Yeah.
Personally. Do you think this band will get on?
I reckon so. I reckon most of them know each other already. Well, at least Blake, Spencer, and Wes.
But maybe they know
probably
each
do.
other, but are in separate bands because they hate each other.
Maybe.
Speculation.
Maybe they won't be able to get on with me. And then I get kicked out.
What, are you a nightmare? Are you going to do the nightmare one on this?
I like to think that I'm not a Nightmare band member.
You don't seem that way.
Thanks, man.
But I've seen little glimpses of...
Craziness.
but the guitarists are not what they seem.
Yeah, I'll just...
You get the reference?
You should.
Yes.
Yeah. Next time you see me live, I'll just be like grinning at you, staring at you.
Yeah, I'll be horrified. I'll be scared. Okay, cool. You've been a good guest.
He's been a
Enjoyed
great
it.
guest.
Thanks, man.
Yeah,
Thanks,
great
guys.
guest. Great lineup. Great to catch up.
Yeah, it's been lovely. An honour to be asked to do it.
Honoured.
Yeah.
Do you still feel honoured? Having done the podcast, do you feel honoured?
Yeah.
Or do you feel less honoured now you've actually done it?
Yeah, you're like, oh, that's quite underwhelming. Isn't it?
No, it's great. It's nice to just. I've not really. This is the first sort of proper podcast setup that I've done.
Thank you for calling the proper podcast.
Like,
A PP. A proper podcast.
I don't want to cheapen anything else that I've done, but like they've been a lot of the interviews have been interviews and they're on Zoom, and it's just been cool to be in the studio and actually chat, just have a conversation with you guys.
It's been great to have you actually here as well. So.
Yeah.
We said this earlier, didn't we? Before we hit record.
Thanks a lot, guys.
Thank you.
Can all the listeners find you and the band and
so
lessons and things like that?
Yeah, if you're interested in guitar lessons or a guitar mentor.
Does that cost more? To be specified.
It comes with the
I am your
different
mentor.
title.
You get like a little badge. Mentored by Charlie.
Can they call you at any point?
Mental
during
by
the
Charlie. I'm kind of like a guitar coach or / mentor, where I help a lot of people. It's still guitar lessons, but it's more of like coaching and mentoring and helping them with things like songwriting. Helping them get out of ruts that they're in, and just helping them achieve the things that they've always wanted to, but they've struggled to get there. So
it's a little bit more than just the teaching. Then it's a little bit of the added extras that will probably be really helpful for these people.
Yeah, I work with a lot of intermediate and advanced players. Some people that are professional already. Some people that are semi-professional and want to go a bit further, and then some people that just do it as a hobby. I've got a few people that are just really serious about leveling up with their guitar playing, and they need that. They need more than just a guitar teacher. They need that coach and mentor to guide them to making sure that they're moving through their musical journey. Yeah.
That's great, dude.
Oh, quality.
Yeah, so you can find me on cgguitar.co.uk. My Instagram is cg_guitar.
Not Charlie Griffiths.
Yes, Charlie Griffiths.
Because that's an older man.
Oh yeah, not Haken Charlie Griffiths.
Yeah.
I'm sure he's a nice guy.
With a goatee.
Yeah.
He has got a goatee, yes, he has.
You can find
and no headstock.
the band at harbingerriffs.com, and all of our social handles are at harbingerriffs.
Cool.
And come and see us on tour when we're on tour in Europe next year.
Class. Oh, it's been brilliant, mate. We don't like this bit, do we?
We struggle to end things, don't we?
Yeah, we do.
So we just kind of linger on this for about 20 minutes now, saying,
Yeah.
oh, you're really good.
I'd be like,
That's the end
it's
for Dan
happening
Dan.
to him now. It's the Lotus Biscuits.
Yeah.
It's the end.
I probably need a new co-host now. He's
I have been slain.
Yeah, the Harbinger guys would be like, Charlie didn't turn up to his gig.
Ever prepare the bin.
There is like a inside joke within the Tech Fest community, which is like, get in the bin.
Get in the bin.
We'll be.
We played a festival called Bin Fest once.
Did you?
Because of that joke, get in the bin.
Oh.
Somebody called it Bin Fest. Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Get in the bin.
Yeah.
But no, cheers for coming on, dude.
Cheers, dude.
No, pleasure. Thank you for having me. It's
been
great.
awesome.
Yeah, it's been a pleasure. Pleasure.
Brilliant.
Right, let's have a look at these guitars. Well, hey!
Oh my God, do you have to do that every time?
No, I sort of lost the hey.
It was a little bit more natural, that was. It's like you planned it.
I did plan it.
Oh, there we go then. You just shattered the illusion that we do all this perfectly off the cuff. And to be honest, most of it is. Let's be like, you're the one listening to it.
Post-interview re-entry, Wahey is back.
It's back with a vengeance.
You do it.
I'm not... Hey! Oh, I think it might have clipped.
No, it's all right.
Is it okay?
Yeah, strong though.
Strong. Well, dude, Charlie's gone. He's gone off to his gig.
What a dude.
What a dude. I really enjoyed it,
Yeah.
having Charlie here. He was a cool guy.
It was nice for you to meet him.
Yeah, it's nice to meet someone that's actually a fan of the pod as well.
Yeah.
That was nice. That was nice for me. He knew some of our little... he wound me up a few times. Was Charlie part of your guitar group?
No, but he would have been invited.
Oh, okay. I thought he might have been one of those that little dating app you got for guitars,
Yeah. No,
where you just like we show each other dirty pictures of like PRS and stuff.
we predominantly talk about modes and scales.
Oh yeah, sorry. Yeah, I would hate that group. I don't know what a mode is.
Nobody does really.
You do.
Just start from a different note in a scale. Done.
Is that what a mode is? So is a mode a reformed scale?
Right, there you go.
Is it shaped and reformed?
Shaped and reformed.
Brilliant. That's
It's just how it's all to do with context and how you apply it to
Just for the
the
listeners.
chord underneath.
Danny is the technical one, and I'm the bass player.
To be honest, mate, a lot of what I play, I draw on theory when I kind of hit a brick wall.
Okay.
And I feel like I need to. I don't rely on it too
dude.
much.
Yeah, sorry, it's just reminded me of that great comment you had on YouTube.
What was that? Oh, I got burned.
Share it.
Yeah. Wait, let me
Name
find
him.
the actual quote.
Name him. Name and shame. So what's the quote, Danny?
I won't name and shame anyone.
Please name and shame him, because it's dickhead. Name him.
But it was on one of my BRS.
Which video?
BRS videos.
Which
It's
video?
on my YouTube channel and go and find it for yourself.
That's it to me. That's a good way of plugging your side as well.
Yeah. I'm crafty.
You are crafty.
I'm
aren't
very
you?
crafty.
That's why I get these comments.
So this comment said, "No education of basic understanding of music theory. It's just that easy to tell if someone has an education or not." Would you like to hear my response?
Oh, I'd love to.
This is what I replied with.
Okay.
Thanks for watching the video.
Brilliant. I also put a response up, but it broke the YouTube community guidelines and was removed.
I've just realised somebody's actually defending me without realising.
Oh, can I read that one?
Yeah.
It's easy to tell when someone is an asshole with delusions of grandeur.
Thank
Brilliant.
you to that very friendly guy defending my honour. Well, that's the thing, mate. If you open yourself up and share things online,
but-
you've got to accept positive and negative feedback.
Exactly, and like it's prog. A lot of stuff you play is prog. Don't have to stick to any guidelines anyway, does it?
I listen to music with my ears.
And for listeners, they're massive.
They are flipping huge.
Is it true that they don't stop growing either?
Yeah, so by the time...
By the
Yeah,
time...
there we
what,
go. Yep.
You're
Let's leave it
50,
there.
60 year olds.
That's
you're
it. That's it.
You'll be 90% ear. Sorry, dude. Love you, really.
Yeah.
Anyway, back to Charlie's episode.
Back to Charlie's episode.
Sorry, we've
yeah.
got off menu a little bit there.
Such a brilliant guy, incredible guitar player. If you're looking for a guitar tutor, I think he said it, a guitar coach. Be sure to check him out because he'll be able to get you on the path to guitar freedom.
I liked, from listening back to the episode, I think that he's a guru type character in his guitar realm in terms of being a coach. That's what it felt like to me. It's not just about the playing.
Yeah, because he helps guitar players kind of work on composition and creative ideas and what to do as a musician with like gear and all that sort of stuff.
Exactly.
So there's so many moving parts to being a musician and
an absolute charming, lovely guy. I really enjoyed him here.
Yeah,
So
it truly is.
he could try and teach me guitar. It wouldn't do any good. I wouldn't be able to play anything afterwards, but I'd enjoy it still regardless.
He's a great guy to hang out with, isn't he?
He is, definitely.
And I imagine being in a band with him is an absolute joy.
Maybe not that band that he left on the Isle of Man or Isle of Wight. Which one was it? Can't remember. One of the islands.
Yeah,
One of the
well,
island nations.
He had a vision.
Left them all behind. So who was in Charlie's dream band? Should we start it?
Well, let's take it from drums.
Go for it. Oh, the drums was banging as well, wasn't it?
One of progressive metal's... I mean, as soon as he said his name, I was like, oh, what a choice, what a choice. Blake Richardson of Bitterbum.
Bitterbum. I mean, any excuse to listen to Between the Buried and Me. I love
yeah,
that.
amazing.
Yeah.
You introduced me to Between the Buried and
did
Me.
I?
Yeah, you did, mate. Yeah. It was around the time of like aggressive vocal.
Yes.
And you sort of used that band... And Opeth, I think it was. So
yeah.
I'm sure we talked about this in the episode, but...
Probably.
Colours was the album, and I was hooked.
Colours,
so good.
I mentioned it in the episode, but Colours is my absolute favourite BT Bam album. Dude, I love it. I love the creativity on it, and it's got these little surprises on every corner. And the drumming. What can we say? He's an extremely technical player.
Well, I had to listen to the song that he recommended, Swim to the Moon, which is about 3 years long.
That's the last song on The Great Misdirect, I think it is. Yeah,
I've not actually listened to that album in full, so putting that track on, I mean, it's got a really cool... The intro, there's some...
Yeah, it's a weird... I don't know, it's like I don't know what it is. It's some kind of drum...
Percussion, isn't it?
Some kind of unrelated percussion.
But his technique is absolutely supreme. His technical prowess is unreal.
They're all such great musicians in Between the Buried and Me. And he holds it perfectly. I mean,
it's almost like... I don't know if he plays guitar.
He probably does.
But the way that he writes his drum parts... They marry with the guitar licks and everything. Bearing in mind that his kick drum is rock solid with the bass. I mean, the bass player's out of this world as well, isn't he?
Yeah, absolutely.
Is it Dan someone?
Dan something, but it's definitely Dan, yeah.
Oh, unreal.
His tone is... Oh. Yeah. And it's not about him anyway, it's about Blake.
But the drum tone on all the recordings, I mean, there's a couple of... The Parallax album that we talked about is just absolutely exquisite.
Yep.
The production's lovely.
So after the episode, I started watching them on YouTube as well. There's some great videos of him on there.
Oh.
Just pick one. Like everything he does is perfect.
Did he do the cover thing where he plays a song that he's not heard before?
I've not seen that one yet.
Oh, okay.
I've not seen that one yet, but he's on Drumeo and he's got his own channel as well.
Yeah.
So check him out. I mean, it's beautiful playing.
It's the use of his toms. His tom placement and the way that he... Because sometimes toms can sound a little bit... forced and annoying sometimes.
With the heaviness of that music as well, it's really hard to do something different, I think.
Yeah.
In that kind of style of music, but he does. He stands out as a solid banging drummer, a spawn of Portnoy.
Yeah, absolutely unreal. Right, next member.
It is the guitarist, Wes Hausch.
Oh, dude, his rhythm tone, absolutely crushing. I listened to the track that he recommended, Bog Dweller.
Bog Dweller, indeed.
It's off their new EP that's out last year.
Yeah.
So I listened to that track and then I ended up listening to the whole EP.
I've not listened to them much before, but I did enjoy it.
Mate, everything he touches is absolute gold dust. He's one of today's greatest heavy metal guitar players, and I'm sure it doesn't stop there. I'm sure he can play every other genre going. To play with that much brutality and be that precise, and his tone be that, I don't know, it's kind of syrupy.
Syrupy?
Yeah, his like lead tones are so smooth, but they cut enough
Does
through
it leave
everything.
a syrupy mouthfeel?
Yes.
As opposed to creamy?
It's almost like robotic, the level of his precision.
Yeah,
But he has got like so much feel, especially with his vibrato. What guitarist does he remind you of? Who would it be?
Ooh, there's a question. I think I know who you mean. Dimebag.
He's like Dimebag on steroids. Oh, God. Imagining Wes and Blake in the same band.
Will it blend?
Yes, it will.
It will blend. Yeah, it's a great combo, that is. Well done, Charlie. Shall we go to the bass player next?
Let's go to the bass player.
Killian Duarte. It seems insane. So I've not listened to a lot of his actual kind of music, but I was kind of entranced by his Instagram videos.
I did the same. I just got hooked looking through his Instagram videos.
And it's an endless scroll because every video is completely different in terms of style and tone.
Yeah.
And it's got there's a video of him playing a fretless bass that sounds incredible. It's got some effects on it, I think, as well. And it's got a very weird kind of playing hand position.
How does it make you feel?
Made me feel a little bit sick. Be extreme, like technical to the extreme. Every technique is stellar at.
Absolutely.
Tap in. Everything I think of he can do on a bass, he can do it.
He can do it, can't he? With like
Ease.
incredible results.
Incredible
and ease. Yeah.
Yeah.
And did you notice his slap tone?
Yeah.
He's got like this really nice grit, hasn't it? That cuts through really nice. I mean, this is Instagram videos, so we're not. I mean, it's compressed, isn't it? Because of.
And to be fair, his tone on every track sounded it was different. He hasn't got a. I don't think he's got a standard tone really. It sounds like he just changes it to the will of the song.
He's adaptable, isn't he, to the situation?
Him and Blake.
Oh yeah.
He might even be better than Dan from Between the Bone and Me, I think. Like in terms of technicality. Wow, great choice. I've not heard of him before, so it's put like that's a great find.
Yeah, I listened to a track Subjects by Scale the Summit.
And he's on that, is he?
Yeah, he's playing on that is immense. He did like a Jaco Pastorius cover, which I'm sure you saw that as well. It's like, what?
Yeah.
His jazz tone's so smooth. But then he also did one where he was playing this fingerstyle thing, but then he was doing like this tapped harmonics kind of thing. A little bit like what Eric Johnson does on guitar, but he's done it on bass. And it's like...
It's incredible.
What?
Check him out. Just check his Instagram out because it's perfect for scrolling through and just getting these little bite-sized moments of joy from bass.
There was one video where he was playing his bass.
You did mention it to me, but I didn't get to that. I couldn't find that one. Do you want to explain what he was doing?
It looked a bit rude. Next member.
Moving on. Are we going with the vocalist?
Yeah, let's do it. We'll save
those Charlie till last. Spencer from Periphery.
Oh, what can we say about this guy?
He's got an amazing voice. He could. I think the main thing was, from Charlie's point of view, he can do both the clean singing and the screaming.
Yeah,
which can do both with great skill, can't he?
Some singers can't pull that off live.
No,
I don't think. I've been lucky enough to see Periphery a couple of times, and he delivers. I mean, it must be so hard as a vocalist to do this stuff live.
Yeah, it really is. I do struggle a little bit though because this might be controversial. Bands like that, I kind of prefer instrumental. Is that a shock to you? I mean,
no.
Because the Tesseract albums, I used to listen to them. They always used to release a vocalless version of it.
Yeah,
which was my favourite. Even though Dan's a great singer and Ash was a great singer for the second album or third album, whatever it was. But I like listening to that kind of style of music in kind of a trance without the vocals ruining it. And that's nothing against Spencer. It's just I get entranced by it, by the kind of the grooves.
Yeah, it doesn't surprise me at all, dude. We had this conversation with Martin when we were in Chung.
Oh yeah,
and he was like disgusted that we preferred. Well, we didn't prefer it, but we thoroughly enjoyed listening to the instrument.
I preferred it. I'll say it. I preferred it.
Now, I don't think I went as far as in preferring it because I loved Ash's voice and what he did on top of that. What album was it? The second one.
It's the one with Nocturne at the start, isn't it?
Yeah.
Altered State. I love it. We're at the vocals.
Yes.
It's almost two different pieces of art for me. It's completely different without the vocals. I listen to a lot of instrumental music though, so that's probably why kind of that side of my brain enjoys it.
Well, sometimes vocals can feel like forced, can't they? In some settings, especially like incredibly technical music. Sometimes it feels like the vocals have been added on top. At times,
I don't feel that. I don't feel that for Periphery, but
no, it's very cleverly crafted, and because that's. I mean, I made a couple of notes on
Spencer.
I mean, it's an inspiring vocalist. I get the impression that he's a bit of a Sebastian Bach fan.
Oh yeah. I can see that.
Yeah, he's got a bit that kind of aggressive, especially in the higher register.
Yeah,
the way that he's got great tone throughout his entire range, even his kind of guttural.
I find him very clear.
Yes. I'd say the only thing is, though, at times, it's the diction. I don't
understand what he's saying.
I can't understand what he's saying sometimes, but I could say that about any vocalist. It just happens, doesn't it?
I like the tone of his voice, though. It's got a pleasing tone to it.
It's got kind of a poppy element to it in places, hasn't it? But he's got the goods, hasn't he?
He's got the goods.
He's got the goods. But it's the transitions between everything.
Yeah.
He's absolutely flawless. And I think that comes down to his composition ability. The way that he can kind of look at this. I mean, where do you start? Can you imagine getting handed this instrumental music from Periphery and going, right, okay, I'm going to put this bit there. I'm going to put that bit there. How am I going to get from that bit to there?
There's no aspect of Periphery that would be easy, is there?
No, no way.
But potentially the vocalist of that band has got the hardest job in terms of writing lyrics and kind of, like I said, the composition of where he's going to put everything.
To pull it all together.
And not sound out of place.
I mean, I bet you notice all the layering as well.
Yeah,
I mean, in particular, that track Blood Eagle that we talked about.
Yep.
I bet you automatically noticed the choir vocals in the background that just sort of pop through.
I mean, Periphery it's got great production, hasn't it?
Nolly's involved with a lot of it, isn't he?
Nolly the God. We'll try and mention him every episode. Time now to look at Charlie.
His guitar ability is fantastic, and I mean, imagine how excited he would be to be like in the same band as Wes, trading licks with Wes on guitar, and he'd hold his own. He's a brilliant, accomplished player, very tight rhythm player, great tone that cuts through in the stuff that I've listened to.
I think we're going to try and see him, aren't we?
Yes.
If it kind of works out, we'll probably have a podcast to do, but if we can, we're going to try and get to the Birmingham date, I think, in end of February, March time. If
it works out with our schedule.
Yeah, we'll try and get across.
Yeah, it'd be really good to go and see him and the guys playing.
He gave us a sneak preview, didn't he, Danny, of his next music video.
Oh,
it's not out yet, so we can't say what song it is. It might be out now.
It was very special. It was very
incredible.
Cool. Brutal.
Yeah, but I loved it. Absolutely brutal, but great songwriting, though. It works. The lead playing.
That tone.
It's madness.
That tone on that, yeah. Well done, Charlie. It sounds great, man. There's a couple of tracks that I just want to talk about. Prayer of Deliverance, which is off the 2022 EP.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, smooth lead tones on that one. But they cut through because the mix, I mean, a lot of this heavy music, a lot of the mixes are dense, aren't they?
I don't find that with Harbinger, really.
Oh, you don't?
Well, I find it cuts through. Do you know what I
mean? That's what I'm saying. It cuts through, but there's a lot going on. So it's like beautifully crafted to be able to get everything to sit where it wants to.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then there's another single, just quickly talk about, Compelled to Suffer from 2019. And I described that guitar tone as a cement mixer.
Oh my God.
And I mean that in the coolest way. It was just like, but it's like there's still like loads of. And
I'm looking at you, Danny. I'm looking at you because I don't know if I'd see that as a compliment.
Well, to be honest, I'm saying it now, and in my head it was a compliment.
Yeah, but I like bass tone that sounds like a dog being sick.
Yeah.
So your cement mixer tone, I suppose, is on the same realm as that, isn't it? Really.
I switched that track on, and it was like, oh, this is awesome. Works so well. Nice melodic lines.
Yeah.
And I think the thing with Harbinger, I don't know if this is the intention, but where a lot of bands would rely on the vocal to provide the melody, the guitars provide quite a bit of that like lead melody, don't they? So,
but in this band, Spencer's going to provide loads as well. It's going to be harmony everywhere.
Yeah, it's going to blend. Will it blend?
Will it blend? No, don't do that one. Will it blend? It will blend, Danny.
Oh, amazing choice.
Amazing choice. And the band name? The Philosophers.
The Philosophers.
What do you think to that?
Perfect. I like it. It's got that kind of gent.
I'm umming and ahhing.
Ooh, controversy.
I don't know. I can't explain why. I'm just umming and ahhing around it.
Right. Would you go and see that band?
Yes, I would. I think it'll provide a great... I mean, technically, it's going to be incredible, isn't it?
Yeah.
And that's what I'd be there for. I'd be there for, like, how tight it's going to be, how immaculate it's going to sound.
It's going to be like a steam train, isn't it?
I'm going to be as far away from them speakers as possible to preserve my hearing for the rest of my life. But it's going to be absolutely brutal, and I'm going to love it.
And, like, the lighting show.
Yeah,
The stage show is going to be immense. And, yeah, if you've got epilepsy, it's not the show for you, I don't think.
Epileptics beware. The Philosophers are in town. Would you go and see this band, Danny?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm 100% there.
100%?
Yeah, definitely. I will be wearing my earplugs as usual.
Where will you be in the venue?
Near the sound desk. I always stand down this.
Are we Roxy watching them, are we? And is it going to be a sound desk that slowly fills up with 500 people?
Yeah, and some dude with a massive head's going to stand in front of me and block my view.
But before he blocks your view, he's going to look back at you, give you a little look, check that he's fully blocking you, and then remain straight in front of you. So with the band name The Philosophers, Danny, would you buy a T-shirt?
Danny, would you buy a T-shirt? Danny, would you buy a T-shirt? Danny, would you buy a T-shirt? Put your money where your mouth is. Danny, would you buy a T-shirt? Danny, would you buy a T-shirt? Danny, would you buy a T-shirt? Put your money where your mouth is.
Of course I'd buy a T-shirt.
You always buy T-shirts.
I always buy T-shirts.
I will reserve judgment.
Well, you're not sure on the name, are you? So
It's not. I'm not sure. Let's be honest. I'm not really sure about the name.
just be honest.
I'm honest. I don't like the name. I've gone from not sure to I don't like it. I think you could come up with something better. I think Harbinger's better than the Philosophers.
Oh, Harbinger's a great name.
Yeah.
Yeah, really great name.
So I will reserve judgment on the T-shirt design for now, Charlie. I'm sorry.
I think we might have reached the end of the episode.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Well, listeners, make sure you go and check out Charlie and Harbinger.
Remember to get the right Charlie.
Yes.
Don't start bothering Charlie from Haken. Is it Hank Haken?
Haken, yeah, another great band.
Another great band.
Maybe
Maybe we could get a double Charlie headliner one day.
Yeah.
It looks like he'd knock me out if I started anything.
Leg kick you.
I don't think he's got a headbutt look about him.
Has he really?
To me, yes, yeah. I can't be sure, though, obviously.
Do you want to find out?
Maybe I will after this. Yeah, search for Charlie, search for Harbinger.
Buy some of the merch, show them support, and catch a live show. Check their website, and we'll share a poster on the Instagram.
Yeah,
page
we
at
might be
some
there.
point.
We might be there at one of them. So come and say hello if you see us. Big thank you to the listeners. Try and follow us and give us a share on the social medias if you can.
Do you believe?
We've been making some quality content recently. I hope you agree.
Thanks, listeners. Your support means the absolute world to us. We're having the time of our lives as usual. Give us a like, give us a share, spread the word, give us a 5-star review.
Oh, that'd
we
be
appreciate
lovely.
it.
We really do appreciate it. It keeps us in coffee and happiness.
Prepare yourself some merch, because we are in talks about doing some merch as well.
We're in talks. We're in talks. We're in talks with each other about what merch designs we need to do.
You just lifted the curtain of surprise there. The curtain of
the curtain of surprise.
the curtain of mystery.
The curtain of mystery. Curtain of mystery. If you've got any ideas for merch, send them to us. Give us a message. We'd love to know what you'd like on your T-shirt.
Yeah, what would you like printed on your T-shirt?
It's obviously going to say pick and licks, but what else would you like on it? What are you picking?
Right. Until next time. Goodbye for now.
Goodbye.
We are so sorry to see you go, but thanks for tuning into the show.